technical issues already. That was on his machine, not mine.
Yeah. So this is our pregame show as we build it up here. So
It's been a while since we've all been together.
It's a great day. The team is back.
and comments are working. Thank you. Guthrie News Page is checking in tonight.
Oh,
About time we hear from them.
Truebird checks in. Did you know that Cubs are 3 games back?
well, you know the Cardinals are still in last place.
That's all right. They're a good August, September team. They'll be fine.
What's that, Phil?
Who's got more world titles, the Cubs or the Cardinals?
Who's got the most recent?
Well, I'm just asking. No, I didn't know.
Oh, Cardinals,
you know,
yeah.
Cardinals? Who's got more Hall of Fame players, the Cardinals or the Cubs?
Probably Cardinals.
Cardinals. Okay.
Mercy Manager Stephen Haya, good evening, and hello, Eddie.
Who's got more Hall of Fame players, the Cardinals or the Cubs?
Hey, Eddie's here.
Oh, sorry.
Golly, have some respect.
A little bit of a roll here.
Jeez,
Howdy,
Louise.
fellas. Be on your best behavior, Phil.
What?
See, it's not me. It's you.
It's not me. That's a term of endearment right there.
Oh.
Who cares about cards?
Which chapel is this?
Well, it could be Jacob, it could be Josh, it could be Jeffrey, it could be Jeffrey Wayne,
Jordan.
could be
Jillian.
Jordan, could be Jillian,
Joe.
could be Joe, could be John. Am I leaving any
I
out?
think you got them all. Well, grandkids.
Oh boy.
Could be Jackson.
We got Jackson. Well, not Chapel.
Okay, it's confirmed Jaden.
Jaden
Yeah, Rangers.
cares about the cards. Well, everybody cares about the cards,
Oh,
Jaden.
so that's Jaden. So
That's Jaden
yep,
for sure.
So
Yeah.
yep. Told you a long time ago.
Yeah. So, all right, we're going to get started here in a little bit. We got our good friend Eddie Faulkner, city manager. Talk about that good, all fun stuff city. Get to know Mr. Eddie. And then a little bit later on, Ronnie's facing a 1-show suspension.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, whoa.
Behavior unbecoming of second banana media.
Yeah.
We have it on video.
Yeah.
A lot of people have seen it on video.
Wait,
Yeah.
suspension?
Oh, yeah.
It's on the table. It
It's on
doesn't
the
mean
table. Doesn't mean
Oh,
not
okay.
happening.
It's got to be voted on.
we got to
right?
talk.
It's got to be voted on.
Yeah, it's gotta
Got
be
to
voted
talk
on.
through it, get all the facts.
Okay.
We'll make a decision.
Right now, I think it's a 1-1 vote. So I think our audience is probably going to have to
gonna
determine, decide what it
People
is.
decide.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll win this battle then. With my arguments.
That arrogance isn't going
My
to.
That's why we're here.
No. With my
That's exactly right. That's why we're in this damn situation. Your arrogance.
no. The truth will come out. Yeah, I'm ready for. I can't wait. I can't wait for the
So
acceptance.
what happens when you try to be a funny guy?
Jeff Guthrie, howdy, Eddie. Welcome to Guthrie. We are also new residents.
That's not true.
Welcome.
G. Guthrie's been around for a while now.
Damn dirty liars.
They've been around for a long time.
Yeah.
Been stringing us along for months.
Although he is, or she is our probably
Or they.
number one fans. Oh, stop.
Truebird
Yeah.
Oh, back
says,
to
yeah, Truebird. Let's talk about property taxes. Well, as we learn here, city doesn't really
City
deal
has
with
nothing to do with property,
property
tax.
tax.
I'm pretty sure we say that every week.
Daily.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why didn't the city just build a new school? That's another one I like. I like that one too. Well, we'll call Eddie. Get right on that.
Yeah, not the city managers yet.
We'll just take that out of petty cash.
Steven's giving you some free attorney advice later on. Remember, you have the right to remain silent, Ronnie. He's also a deputy, so he's looking out for you there. G.F. Guthrie says, let's talk about green trash cans.
Now there is an issue. Where,
Oh
you know
yeah,
what?
that's a great one.
Talk about that.
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
Green trash.
Have you heard about this
It
one
would
yet,
look
Eddie?
so
I
much
haven't
better.
heard about the green trash cans.
They would
so
look.
fill me in.
They would
Fill me
look
in.
so much better.
Yes.
In the
Blue
blue.
trash cans just don't look good.
Yeah.
You don't like the blue trash?
Well, they don't blend into nothing.
Well, the trucks don't want them to blend in, Phil. They might.
If they can't see a
They-
damn dumpster, they shouldn't be driving a truck.
I'm just
What else you
saying.
got?
I'm just saying.
Like a
What
Cubs
color
fan.
green? This green?
Yeah, what color green?
A beautiful olive drab green, like the proud military used to wear before we got soft.
Josh Seabolt says, Tuesday night, this means Ronnie can come to church on Wednesday. Pastor Seabolt, Pastor,
True. I know. I'm excited. I like that.
Pastor Seabolt, Sarah has already addressed this with me. You'll be at church tomorrow night.
Well, it's not like Ronnie.
Sarah and I
has to
talked
go.
about this the other day.
Ronnie wants to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ronnie, actually, we were talking off the air. Ronnie
Yeah.
was,
Talk about Pastor Sheebolt's message
yeah,
last week.
and we joke all the time when we say this. Noticeable difference in Ronnie since she started attending church.
Oh, really?
I really do mean that.
So
Do mean that.
if he didn't go to church, he'd been kicked out of 4 games by now.
Oh,
Well, he'd probably been fired.
Okay.
Yeah, probably been
All right,
fired.
we're going to get started here in just
Nice.
a second. But, yeah, coming up, we're talking about Ronnie's possible one-show suspension. And I got to tell you, I was at the junior high game last night. I wasn't the only one watching close. That's part of the decision as well. So.
I had 16 people come in the dugout and talk to me.
All right. All right.
I can't stand people get kicked out of
Push
sporting
the
events.
We're going to get started here.
Welcome to the Open Mic Podcast with Chris Evans and Phil Nichols, along with Ronnie Phillips. The Open Mic Podcast is part of the Second Banana Media Podcast Network. Coming to you live from Guthrie, Oklahoma, inside the Second Banana Media Studios, here's Chris Evans.
Hello and welcome to the Open Mic Podcast, Tuesday, June 27, 2023. Inside the Second Banana Media Studios, we welcome you, Silas B. Maxwell.
That's a me stamp.
The logo. Okay, we'll talk about that. Ronnie Phillips, Eddie Faulkner, the city manager of Guthrie, join us for the first part of the show. Phil Nichols, Chris Evans with you. Appreciate you joining us on a Tuesday night on the live show. Got some things happening on tomorrow, so
One of us does.
but the crew is back for the first time. The crew is back for the first time in some time.
Over a month.
Over a month.
Over a
Has
month.
it been a month?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I joined last week via satellite as a guest.
Right.
I mean, not nobody could see my.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably helped ratings, but.
Yeah.
But.
Do you remember what you wrote, or is
No, everything in Mexico is a little fun. It was a good time.
We appreciate you checking us out here on Second Banana Media. Always go over there to our YouTube page, subscribe, hit that bell. You'll be notified when we go live or if we have some other videos to share. And we'll talk about this a little bit later on, but we added a new podcast to Second Banana Media this week. It's called Down on the Farm. And Casey Porter, many
about
know.
cows?
No, it's
Chickens?
about, no.
Oh.
It's the farm system of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Of course, we have the Oklahoma City Dodgers in Oklahoma City, the Tulsa Drillers up there in Tulsa.
you finally joined the team?
And Casey is follows the Dodgers closely, and so he's going to be talking a lot about Oklahoma City and Tulsa and the players and all that good stuff. So it's the players that you see here in Oklahoma City and Tulsa that eventually will make their way to Los Angeles on the big show.
Well, some of them.
So we got 2 shows on the website, secondbananamedia.com, also on YouTube. So do us a favor, check him out, give him a shot. Always hit that like button, and always helps out all that good stuff. So, of course, one of many podcasts that we continue to do here on Second Banana Media. And so glad to have Eddie Faulkner, the newest city manager for the city of Guthrie. And has it been a month yet, Eddie?
I think we're a couple months in.
Yeah.
Couple months already,
Couple
yeah.
months. Yeah, it's gone quick.
We were wanting to have him early, but we also wanted him to kind of get into comfortable where he knows people and situations and all that good stuff. But your first thoughts of Guthrie?
I love it. It's been a great community so far. The history that's here, the people have been very welcoming. And so I couldn't be more thankful. I think as a first-time city manager, moving up from that assistant role, I couldn't have asked for a better transition between the community, the council, and of course the retiring city manager, Leroy also. So.
Yeah, Leroy's a good friend of ours, and yeah, when it was announced you were coming in, of course we had some fun at your expense, but that we have fun at our own expense too. So that's just part of the deal here. But I think what really gave me a lot of confidence was that Leroy's so strong on your hire.
Oh, yeah, he was.
And I have a lot of confidence in Leroy and Leroy's ability and his experience, and that we've had several conversations such. And when people ask me about the new city manager, they always say, "Is he as young as you say?" And I said, "Well, he's young, but man, he's smart.
He's beyond his years.
He's smart. He's had a lot of experience already, and so I think it's going to be a great fit, Eddie. I really do, and I think that I know myself. A lot of us are very excited to have you here.
Yeah.
Well,
Excited to have you.
I appreciate that. I'm excited to be here. You guys have been great, so far welcoming. So thank you.
Well, and the city manager job came open in Guthrie. It's not like you were looking for this spot. It kind of came to you.
That's
about that.
correct. So, weird series of events. Leroy was involved in the city manager search process. Okay. So he was conducting interviews. He was recruiting candidates. I believe the city of Guthrie had posted the position. I was involved in the third round of applicants. So Leroy had actually gotten my name from a mutual consultant that the city of Guthrie and my former city, the city of Catoosa, had used. So I was not looking for a job. I was content in Catoosa. Leroy reached out to me, said, "Hey, are you interested in having lunch?" I said, "No, not really." He said,
Know what this is about?
yeah, I knew what it was. So he tricked me into coming to have lunch. I walk in. It's supposed to be lunch with Leroy, and there's 4 people sitting there. So fire chief is sitting there, city clerk Kim Biggs, tourism director Justin Fortney. So there was a whole crew. So it turned into an interview at lunch. He goes, "Oh, by the way, if you'll stay till tonight, I've got a special council meeting, and we're going to interview you at 5:15. Okay, well, I'm here. So lunch turned into an interview with city council, and I've been in love ever since.
That's awesome.
It's interesting because I kind of eavesdropped accidentally on your initial visit here at that lunch group, and I shook your hand and moved on because I didn't want to make it any more awkward. But it was also the same night you interviewed that the city council, where Phil last attended city council meeting.
Oh, you were at that one?
Yeah, he
yeah.
interviewed before the meeting.
Yes.
That was a fun one, wasn't it?
I went out the stairwell.
And
He about changed his mind after
He
Phil.
came back. He
He
came
did
back.
come back. He's got to love
was
this
meant to
town.
be.
He
He
has
came
to love
back.
this
Yeah.
city.
Yes.
There's no doubt about it.
I had things to say.
I had a
funny guy.
2-hour drive home. I watched it the whole way. I thought it was over well before I got home, but it was still going on.
Oh, no.
He said, "Good Lord, these people are crazy."
Yeah, it was fun.
These
That was
people are
awesome.
passionate.
Sign me up.
I'm not the crazy one. So tell us. I mean, you're always from up in that area.
Yes.
It has to. You know, I've been here day one first in Guthrie. It would take quite a bit for me to, granted, a couple hours away, but me going to another town, not know anybody, not having immediate family
You're
down here.
originally from?
I'm originally from Catoosa.
Right,
So
right.
I was at home in my hometown city. I will tell you, I really don't have an answer as to why I was willing to move. I personally, my personal opinion, I am a man of faith, and I believe that opportunities arise at the right time when they're supposed to. And so it wasn't a coincidence.
Right.
It was time for me to make a move. The opportunity presented itself, and so trusted my faith, took the jump, and
There you go.
And 30 days later, I moved to Guthrie. So,
Is all of your family still in Catoosa?
yes.
Wow.
So they're all still in Catoosa.
Do you mind sharing? Do you have siblings?
Yes. So I'm the oldest of 3.
Okay.
I got a brother and a sister. And then I was raised by my grandparents. They live just east of Catoosa, so they're still there.
That's great.
Yeah.
So
crazy.
Catoosa is home.
Catoosa is home.
That's awesome.
Home of the Indians.
Home of the Indians.
Yes. They got good facilities over there. The football, basketball, really good
I
facilities.
hit a home run off them in regionals my senior year.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Yep.
You done, Ronnie? Anything else you want to add?
We'll get to it later.
Okay, so got to bring this up because the first thing is your age, and I've been with you informal. I've been with you formal. Very impressed.
Yep.
But did it come up in your interview? Did it? And how? And I've seen some things that you've shared on Facebook, and I think and Phil will talk about the young group movement, all that good stuff, and then we got some great young people at City Hall already in place. But did it come up in the interview, and how do you handle those conversations? Because people don't know you. Like we've had some personal conversations.
Absolutely.
I know you.
Absolutely.
It's okay.
Yes.
But
So, my age is a taboo topic in municipal government. I'm pretty confident that I'm the youngest city manager in the state. So,
I mean, you graduated in May. So
yeah.
Started in April. Yeah. Sample A.
I thought we got past it.
We're 2 minutes past the show.
Yeah. Okay.
Got a hall pass to come over and be city manager for 30 days for graduation.
Exactly. Yeah, that's called earned credit hours. Yeah. No, it does come up, and I will tell you, I credit a lot of that back to having been raised by my grandparents. They instilled core values in me and my 2 siblings, although they're younger than me and they don't act anything like I do. But I will tell you, growing up with grandparents, it sets you on a different path, I will say.
Yeah.
And so I've always been able to connect with folks on that same age level in an easier fashion.
So you've been having mature conversations for a long time, essentially.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And being the oldest, too.
Absolutely.
You know,
Yeah.
there's no doubt that's a factor. And I think Chris alluded to this, but Chris and Ronnie have heard me say this a million times. I say this on some of our podcasts that we do with our companies, but I'm excited about the younger generation. I think the younger generation gets a bad rap in many ways. They do things differently than my generation. That doesn't mean they're wrong. It's just different. And I think everybody has a season. I'm in the 4th quarter of my game, I think. Yeah. And I think it's exciting when you get young people that have skill sets, talent, vision, that are forward thinking. I think that's exciting. That's where good stuff comes from. So I think there's a lot more advantages to youth and professional positions than there is not, especially when you have great department heads.
Absolutely.
And we have great department heads at the city hall and throughout the city, whether it's, even though Eric has retired, of course, Dane's lifelong Guthrie guy, will do a fabulous job there. Has been with the department for 14 years, is that right?
14 years, yep.
Kim, you talked about Kim. Tenny does a fabulous job. There's just great people. And I know that there's, you'll get plenty of advice from people whether you want it or not. Yeah. In your position, but you've got some good foundation. Then Leroy's there. I know Leroy's a mentor and will continue to be, and that's a great thing as well.
Well, the good thing that you talked about people being scared of the younger, not scared, but the younger generation. But kudos to the older generation
for hiring them.
And that's the best thing. You hear it all the time. You see it all the time. Businesses, corporations, government hiring people just because they're it's a diversity movement. It's not always the best person for the job, and City did a great job hiring the best person they could. And I think Eddie is an excellent choice.
Well, thank you.
And your experience in Catoosa. I mean, I think and prior to Catoosa, you were with the Chamber.
Yep.
And so you've got a good, diverse background, and I think that's going to serve you well here.
And just getting to it, when you accept the job, I think it had to help having the surrounding people in there. Kim's been here for a long time as a city clerk, very important position. Justin Fortney, Shonda, the people that you sit down with, that probably helped coming into a situation where they've been there before.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Phil, I didn't answer your question. The first thing I said to Leroy was, I don't want to talk to you if my age is going to be an issue.
Yeah.
He said, so how old are you? I said, well.
I got to be home by 12, if that tells you.
Yeah. And the street light comes on. That's it. No, so I told him, I said, well, I'm 24 years old.
Yeah.
And he goes, I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So couldn't get rid of him. Well, then.
I had him with that.
Yeah, I thought for sure. 24, he won't even call me back. We get to the department head interview. Every department head's in the room. And let me say, we have the best team.
Great team.
Kim, Tenny, Shonda, Justin, Dan, Liz, Chief Harlow, even though he's retiring, Chief Swigger. Those are all great people. They've been a huge asset to me in this transition. And so when you talk about somebody like Kim or even Tenny, who have been with the city longer than I've been alive, that really puts things into perspective for you as to what that position can offer the city manager. So it's great. I can't say enough. The council, they had no problem with my age. That's an illegal question.
Absolutely, it is.
You can't ask that in the interview. Right. So I asked them. I said, "Do you know how old I am?" They kind of looked at me. No. Why would you ask that? Yeah. I was like, well, let me tell you. Told them. They said, we don't have an issue with that.
That says a lot about you, though, Eddie. I'm just going to take, from my perspective, to have the integrity to put it out there and say, hey, if this is going to be an issue, let's just deal with this now.
Don't waste my time
but
move on.
I'm serious. A lot of people wouldn't do that. All they'd be
Yes.
thinking about was getting the opportunity. I'm going to assume you got a little bit of a pay raise, maybe the more money.
Yeah.
That's all people would be thinking about. And for you to put that out there as a potential challenge, if this is a problem, let me know. That says a lot about you.
Absolutely. Okay, so you accept a job. What are some of the first, coming to a new city and learning what everyone's problems, issues, that you have to address those deals. And we can kind of get into some of the specific things here in a little bit. But what are some of the things that you were told that we need to sink our teeth in this right away? Let's get to work on this.
I don't know that I could list a few. I've got a couple pages of things. I do want to emphasize Leroy, the council, the current and former department heads, they did a great job getting us to where we are today. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And I'm extremely happy with where we are today. We've got to go to the next step now. It's time to, I'm not here to reinvent the wheel on how to do city government. I can't tell you how many times I've told the department heads that. They're probably sick of hearing it. There's no profound way to do this. Let's build on what you're already doing and hit the road running. I will tell you, one of the first issues that did come before me was the fire department and the EMS funding situation. And it's a big issue.
It's not just a Guthrie thing.
It's a Logan County thing. And even when you look at the EMS service area, when it's over 520 square miles, it's a big problem. There's no municipality that can fund that adequately solely on sales tax dollars or ambulance contract fees. So that was one of the first issues. The second one was the fire chief decided to retire.
So caught a lot of us off guard.
He said, "Oh, by the way, you got a problem, and I'm going to retire at the end of the month."
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Best of luck.
Yeah. Good luck.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because you mentioned Eric Harlow retiring. Your airport director retired. I'm missing somebody else. New librarian just came on right before you came on board as well. So we mentioned those staples, but you also got some new folks coming in as well as department head.
Absolutely. So the airport director, Shalon, Shalon had tried to retire in December, and Leroy wouldn't let her.
That pesky Leroy.
I haven't quite figured out how to lead like he does.
I think that takes a few years to figure that out.
I think maybe you need a big yardstick. He's always carrying those around for some reason.
He does.
But Shalon had planned to retire in December, and Leroy said, "Hey, will you stay on until I'm gone?" And so she did. And as you guys know, we share the airport with the city of Edmond. So city manager from Edmond came in. We put together an interview panel, and we got Caden Young. Caden comes to us from Stillwater region.
Started this week.
Yep, started on Monday. So the Edmond city manager did give me some grief. He said, "Eddie, the average age in Guthrie is 22. I said, "Well, as soon as you leave, it'll drop even more." But we've got a good working relationship.
Good.
So yes, we've had some change, but I think we've got good players in place. Fire Chief Dane Lawson. He's going to be a great addition to the town.
No doubt.
He already hit the ground running. Chief Harlow's official retirement date is this Friday. Yeah. So Dane was ready to start. His last day on his regular shift was last Monday. I said, "Well, when do you want to start?" He said, "Tomorrow." I said, "Take a day off."
Tuesday.
Excuse me. I said, "Take a day off, come back Wednesday." Yeah. So he started Wednesday. He was there at 6 a.m. And he's continued that. I see him there every morning, early.
He comes from good stock. And he's an outstanding individual. He'll do a fabulous job and will serve the community proudly.
It didn't seem too long ago. Me and Kel Powell would walk down to Dane's house, and we play football on a little strip right there. And that seemed like yesterday. Now he's daggum fire chief. Love it. Congratulations.
First official lunch with us yesterday. You missed it.
I know. But he sent me a text last night.
Yeah.
I told him bring cash next one.
Speaking with Eddie Faulkner, the city manager of the city of Guthrie. So we looked at the fire department, and their big issue right now is EMS. And there were some funds over the last couple of years to bring in 3 new firefighters this year and next year as well. The fire department and the police department are the 2 biggest agencies when financial and all that stuff. Both unions. What's the thing that police need to attack? Of course, it's gotten a lot better over the years with new patrol units. The fleet has gotten better. Body worn cameras has improved. So what's the next step for the police department?
Absolutely. If you'll look at, in addition to the capital expenditures from the police department, we've added the flock cameras, we've added lake patrols. So we received a grant from Firehouse Subs for a new jet ski for lake patrol. In addition to that, we've also added a couple of victim advocate officers who are civilian employees. They're non-union. In addition to the victim advocate, we're going to be adding a therapy dog that will contribute in victim advocacy efforts. So we've got a great staff down at the police department as well. Chief Swigger, he's out this week teaching some firearms class in Tishomingo. And I think that says a lot about the staff you have here. When they're out teaching class or attending conference as keynote speaker, that's huge for us.
Yeah.
In addition to that, Chief Swigger is also the chairman of the Oklahoma Association Chief of Police. So again, it's another feather in the hat, but it speaks to the quality of the staff.
I just want to note, we get you on the show and we get a bunch of rain. So, if you need to come here again, if you want rain, just come on the show. With that said, the water has been a topic that you've had to go on Oklahoma City TV cameras with that. You got to meet Caitlin. But talk about that. There was another news thing for all lakes across. We're having some mercury issues. But talk about that. And then we'll get to the Division Street. When's that ever going to end? Water lines, because there's just Division Street is beat up, and I'm ready for that. I'm sure if I'm ready for it, you are definitely ready for that project to be done.
Absolutely. So water issues. I think there is an invisible cloud around Guthrie Lake. I haven't been able to find it yet. That all of our neighbors to the south, the east, they're getting the rain.
Yep.
And so I mentioned Scott Rigby, Edmond city manager. He called last week, said, "Hey, do you need help with water?" And I said, "No, I don't want your water. We're going to figure it out." But we have continued to plan for strategies. We're not going to run out of water. You've got Liberty Lake, Guthrie Lake, and then also the Cottonwood Creek, which is where we draw in the majority of our water usage. So there is some concern. Guthrie Lake is still 7 feet below the dam level, which is typical measurement. Liberty Lake is 4.6 feet below level. So we've been able to bring Liberty Lake up by pumping out of the Cottonwood Creek into Liberty Lake, but we've had some algae issue out at Liberty Lake. So between pumps going down at Cottonwood Creek, algae issues at Liberty Lake, we're keeping our fingers crossed that it will continue to rain.
Now, as a new guy coming into town, there's a lot of people upset because we're selling water to Coyle and Langston. Is that an issue as you look at it as a fresh new look at everything? Is that okay?
Well, when you talk about average daily consumption, yes, it's an issue. However, I will say those water customers help support the growth of Guthrie, and so they contribute to everything from capital improvement to buying water where we can keep the water and sewer rates lower. Without those wholesale customers, you would see a larger increase on the residential customers. So yes, they do consume more water. However, they're a blessing when we have ample water.
Yeah, and it's not a water plant issue. In fact, I think we're only operating like maybe 25% of what the water plant could do. So it's not a infrastructure, and of course we need new water lines and sewer lines, but really, really bad. But as far as it's not a water plant issue, it's just making sure the lakes are full.
Absolutely. So yeah, the water plant is running 8 hours a day just as it normally would, and we've had no issues out there. In fact, we've got 3 guys there that take care of us around the clock. They're watching the numbers, they're watching lake levels, they're watching water tower levels. So it really truly boils down to the lakes are low, and that's it.
Well, and I think just as a taxpayer, where's Langston and Coyle going to get their water if not from us? There's a human side of that also.
Yeah, exactly.
I think Leroy says being a good neighbor.
Yes,
exactly.
yes.
Exactly.
We don't control Mother Nature, but that doesn't mean you abandon people that, to your point, support and that need the water source.
They shop in Guthrie.
We'll cross the worst bridge if the bridge gets worse, right? But I think being a good neighbor is extremely important. Now, I have a question, Chris.
You got a question?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, more for you.
Oh, for me. Well, you had Phil said, hey, we got Eddie coming on. Phil submitted 13 questions.
13 questions.
8 of them were denied.
Denied without even review.
But if you have a question, if we have time to it, put it in the comment. We'll see if we can get to it.
Does Eddie know that I kind of run EMS?
Oh, no.
Phil's an EMS board member.
Okay.
Yeah,
We'll talk.
You've had one meeting?
Oh, no. I've been to 3.
Oh, you've been to 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you need to know anything, just give me a holler. I'll call Dan and find out what I'm supposed to say.
Well, we talked about a little bit. Another department I want to talk about is tinny maker in the street,
stud.
in the street department, and the park maintenance, and all that stuff. Those guys work so hard, and they're rewarded by the community often. Every chance I can reward them, I do. Whether it's a hi, sit down, talk to them, flip a burger. Those guys work so hard, and they're so much understaffed as well.
Absolutely. And so when you think about first responders, your first thought is police and fire, EMS service, right? Public Works, I put them in the same category.
Absolutely.
Because when your water main is blowing out of the ground, it's 10 degrees outside, there's snow and ice, those guys are there.
Mm-hmm.
When
We've seen it,
3 o'clock in the morning.
Exactly.
Until it's fixed.
Until it's fixed.
Yeah, we've seen it.
Yeah, they don't have a choice. I can tell you there's probably a handful of them right now mowing 33 or Noble from here to Public Works because that's what they do. They work around the clock. And our guys, they don't say, I've never heard Tenny say we can't do that. He may say, Eddie, I need some more time, but he's never said we can't do it. They always answer the call. So,
Nor will you ever hear that out of him.
No.
He's outstanding.
Yes, he is. And so right now the Public Works, they're spending a lot of time over at the shops. We had some in-kind labor to get those shops built and finished up. So once they're off of that, they can get back to their regular duties. But anytime you see those guys, appreciation goes a long way, and they deserve it.
Absolutely. I thought it was cool. A lot of them showed up to Eric Harlow's reception. A lot of them did. So it was a great turnout by them. Okay, so Division Street, you drive down there, you can't see, you can't help, everything's dug up. They're replacing a main water line from the water plant to Harrison Avenue, and then there's been a few bumps, some big bumps. That water went everywhere a few times. But when will that project wrap up, Eddie? When will the switch happen?
I hate to say an official date. Yeah. Softball questions are over.
Chris has got serious.
Well, I came in, I got a bunch of questions. They said, no, Ronnie, be quiet. I said, okay.
So the city engineer, as well as the public works director, so Bill Myers and Tenny Maker, we've talked about this a couple of times now. I'm hoping our last projection is August 1st. I hate to say that and give you a hard date.
Just an estimate's good.
I would plan on September, but let's shoot for Labor Day, and then that way we can beat that goal. And if we do, that's great. If we don't, we didn't let you down.
Next week, you heard it here.
So here's my guess: is that's going to wrap up on August 13th. And then the sidewalk project starts, and we start a brand new project.
You're right back in the same.
It's called progress, Chris.
Oh, I understand that, and I'm ready
Then
for it.
why are you complaining?
No, I'm just laying it out.
Is he complaining?
I think so.
Okay.
Well, am I going to lie to you and say it's going to happen?
Progress is painful, Chris. I'm sorry.
is.
See, he's on our side.
Wait until
He's on our side. He's one of us.
Wait until Phil has to go through the sidewalk project to get to the studio.
Whoa,
yeah,
whoa.
Yeah, he's right on that one. Yeah.
Nobody cleared that with me. What
parking
about my
spot.
parking spot?
That will be on.
That-
That's not a parking spot in front of that line. Anyway, yeah, we'll hear it next time. Yep, when it's done. Yep, you'll be the first.
I'll
first
work
topic.
my way into the building.
Okay, so Brittany, our chamber CEO president, she says the chamber is very excited to have you and Guthrie, Eddie Faulkner. We look forward to running alongside you, and it kind of brings me to the point of working. The city has so many great relationships, and chamber is one of those, and it's important to have the city being a vocal point of the middle part of how it all works in our community.
Absolutely. I had lunch with Brittany probably my first week, and it was great to hear the things the chamber's doing. You can tell there's good leadership there. She's willing to work with the city, and she's got my number, and we're already building a great relationship. So thank you, Brittany. I look forward to working with you as well.
And that's one of the deal, like when John Chappell, the athletic director, got the job, the baseball people, hey, that's awesome, because you come from a chamber background, so you know exactly what Brittany's going through. So she probably like, oh, you know what she has to do.
Exactly, yeah.
Bill, next question.
Well, are we on the softballs?
Go.
Softballs only.
Now, Eddie, you said you wanted to tear down the wall, the rock wall. I'm joking.
I think that was a Leroy.
That was Leroy.
That was Leroy. That was Leroy.
Hey,
There's a couple sacred cows, that being the biggest one.
Yeah.
Guthrie is very cool, but I can't wait till you watch your first Guthrie
Yeah,
high school football
it's cool.
game.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You should hear the broadcast. It's really good.
Well, sideline guy's a little.
You're sideline. Remember, Phil?
No,
we
I'm
talked
not.
about that.
No, I'm a pro with the sideline.
Well, Eddie, I don't know if there's. I mean, is there any other things that you wanted to get out?
Yeah.
We don't want to hold you up entire. I said 20, 30 minutes, and here we are, almost 40. So I don't know.
You're good. Are there any other questions? Is there anything we want to take?
Well, you got a couple council members watching here.
Awesome.
Councilman Williams, I'm impressed with Eddie. He does a great job. And then
Thank you, Tracy. Appreciate your support. It's been great to work with you.
Councilman Bothroyd. Eddie is a class act.
Brian, we appreciate you as well. Tgoing to sir.
So how do you approach? You got 7 council members. You have 7 different ideas. You have 7 different ways to go after it. And there's going to be times where you're going to agree with 6 of them. There's going to be times they're going to disagree with you. How does one approach that? Because at the end, everyone. And I get to watch these guys close and been with you for a while. They're all in it for the right reasons.
Absolutely.
They're all looking for the common goal for their city. This is where they live. They're invested just like you are. But there are going to be times where just don't meet. And so, have you had that conversation of, hey, we're in it together. We're going to disagree. Phil and I disagree 1 out of 10 times. But how do you approach that?
Absolutely. So we haven't had that issue, I'll just say.
Yeah.
I think it's important to remember the city manager, he's not setting the vision for the city. He's executing the city
policies.
council's vision.
Yep.
He executes the policy, just like you say. And so at the end of the day, the city manager should, sometimes this is a struggle, you should respect your counselors. They bring a lot of value to the table. Mm-hmm. They may not have the exact municipal government experience that I have, or Leroy, or whomever, but every one of them adds value to what we're doing in the city of Guthrie. And at the end of the day, if everybody can share their perspective and then respect their opinion, although it may be different, I've never had any issues.
And I think asking questions is a huge thing.
Absolutely.
Because then you get the different values of it.
Well, and I think we have a really good city council, I think. I think we've got, Tracy's doing a great job, city council. We had one little disagreement, unfortunately, but he's doing a great job. Mm-hmm. Brian works very hard. The mayor works very hard. Everybody that's up there works very, very hard. And like, to your point, their intentions are pure. They want to do what's best for the community.
Absolutely.
And there's going to be times where people disagree, whether it's the city manager or if it's a citizen or, it doesn't matter who it is, but we've got to remember there's 12,000 of us in the city, and at the end of the day, it's our city. And so we've got to come together to make things happen. So, and I think our city council does a good job of that.
And to Tracy's credit, in what you mentioned, I have no experience. I don't know what you're referencing, but I will say, I'm sure you came out of that with, although we had a different opinion, I still respect it.
Yeah, no, I've never not.
To you.
Yeah, I've always respected.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I respect what they do, and I appreciate what they do. And I think it's just important. And I think we've lost this a little bit as a society.
Absolutely.
To disagree maybe on an issue, but yet move forward in a positive way when the decision's made. And that's unfortunate. You know, people aren't, I always use the example of my wife. We'll have our 35th wedding anniversary this August, and we don't agree on everything.
Yeah.
So it's kind of an unrealistic expectation that we're all going to agree with everything that your council person says, or that your city manager wants, or whatever it is. You know, so I think we need to get back to where we can just have good conversations and then move forward in a positive way.
I'll remember that when I'm mayor in a couple of years, Phil.
Mayor?
Yep.
Okay.
And I got another question. And Leroy there was grants, talking about grants here. There's so many grants out there. In fact, I lose count of, there's some good ones that come through, don't go through. But is that something you will continue to do as aggressive as Leroy? And likely Leroy incorporated all the department heads into that process to a factor as well. I know Sooner Road and 19th Street, we tried so many times, different ways to get those roads paved in the city
Sooner
limits.
Road needs to be fixed.
Well, that's where you live, right, Phil?
Well, I don't know what that has to do with it.
But
I agree with you on that, though, for real.
we've been
Terrible
denied
road.
a few times on those roads, but continue to work. Is that another thing you will continue?
Absolutely, absolutely. So Leroy definitely led the charge on that.
Yeah.
And he has an extensive amount of knowledge when it comes to grant writing, those funding sources. How do you get them? What's the process, et cetera? I will say, though, the department heads, he has trained them to look, he has trained them to write. And I did have some local grant writing experience, nothing that compares to Leroy. Full transparency. I do not have 44 years of grant writing experience.
Not yet. Yes.
Not yet. But yes, we will definitely, anything we can do to move the community forward utilizing external funds, absolutely. Absolutely.
You know, and as city manager, I kind of, back in my old days, I used to umpire, and the great umpires out there know how to handle situations.
Well,
and there's going to be people that, as a city manager, I would certainly think you're not going to get 15 phone calls. Eddie, you're doing a great job. We appreciate you going. It's going to get those people that have a question about something, disagree about something. Is it about handling people? Being a good person, I would think, go a long way. Just like umpiring, you handle an upset coach. You try to get what's going on. But yes, but I think having good people skills is a vital part of being a city manager.
Absolutely. And if you realize, for me, if I get a call from somebody that's upset, this may be minute to me, but it may be a mountain for them.
Yeah.
And so perspective, try to put myself in their shoes. What can I do to de-escalate? When emotions are high, maybe you should call me back tomorrow. Maybe I'll give you a shout tomorrow. Let's talk about this another time. So 100%, juggling the personalities and just being an open door. Hey, I'm open anytime you want to call me. I give my cell phone number out like candy. Email anytime. I'll be happy to get with you. If I can't take your call, I'll get back to you. But yes, kid gloves. Kid gloves are the key.
That's awesome. Man, we appreciate you stopping by.
Absolutely.
I promised
Thank
I
you,
was going to
guys.
keep you for an hour. I kept you 45, but
Well,
we hope to have you again here. Maybe not this long, but if there's anything that comes up that we need to get information out to the people, we'll give a shout out to Aaron Ryburn as well, GTV20.
Yes.
All the cool
Yes.
graphics. That guy is behind the scenes, and people don't realize how much work it like a 60-second spot.
Yep.
Takes so much work on graphics and
Tell us about it.
Yeah. Marketing team right here. Holy
but I don't
cow.
want to forget Aaron over there as
Salt
well.
mine.
Aaron, yes, and I want to plug Aaron for just a minute because we're going to be moving forward with some weekly, maybe monthly. Weekly may be too aggressive to start, but we're going to start a city manager video series.
Okay.
And so really short, really short. I'm talking 2-3 minutes at the most.
Long time.
Yes. So with an update, everything that's going on, we're also going to start pushing information out via social media, email, newsletters, etc. We want to be communicating as much as we can. And Aaron's going to play a key role in that. He's got that skill set. And so thank you, Aaron, everything you do. Appreciate it.
And we might push the information out as well.
Absolutely.
So if that's available, we'd love to do that. We got one more question from Councilman Williams. Ask Eddie what, quote, the first carrot then the stick means.
That's hilarious. So one of my interview questions from the city council.
Oh, yes, I love these things.
Yeah. It was.
Yeah.
Look at him, he's geeking out over here.
You were there. You were part of the hiring process.
Yeah. The second floor was rumbling, so Phil was downstairs, I think, getting ready. I was on the third floor. So.
Maybe not my proudest moment.
and he didn't face one show suspension.
Well, Chris agreed with me.
I agreed with the approach was a little different, but I agreed.
But that's my approach.
Then you'll love my approach, Chris. Anyway, go ahead.
So one of the questions from the city council was, how do you handle a situation where you have a department head or an employee that isn't quite performing on task, or you need to de-escalate, you got to get something done, you're just not getting anywhere. And I said, well, first thing you do is use the carrot. And if the carrot doesn't work, then you use the stick. And so Tracy he liked that comment. And I never thought anything about
I
it.
get those confused sometimes.
Well, you lead with the carrot.
You lead with the carrot.
Lead with the carrot.
Lead with the carrot.
You hit him with the stick.
And then you hit the stick.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right, I'll keep working.
Beat him.
Have not had to use the stick. Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah. So
Well, we appreciate you stopping by, visiting with us, and continue all the great stuff. And it's still a learning process.
absolutely.
Still a learning process, and hope to have you for a long time.
Yeah, we did too.
Like a long time.
A long
Like seriously, like 10 years?
Like till you get to be like 27.
Yeah.
I would imagine in city manager's life, like Leroy was here for a little over 6 years. I imagine it probably feels like 20 sometimes.
Yeah,
but
it's like dog years.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
year is 7 years.
Yeah.
So you didn't know that. Yeah.
all right.
Thank you very
We
much.
appreciate
brother.
you.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, we're going to
Appreciate
segue real quick. We're going to come back like in 30 seconds with a new look here. So give us about 30 seconds.
Hey, brother, thank you very much. Is that good? Did you like that?
Microphones still might be hot for a second. So.
Thank you so much, man. Really appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
What is this?
Yeah, he is a big boy.
It's not fair. What room he gets? I'm over here on a corner. We need to round this corner out over here. Who's in charge of this?
Well, cousin Dave made the desk, so
It's a beautiful desk. He
It
did
is a
great
beautiful
job. He
desk.
did a great job.
Phil left his phone.
Oh.
I'm not as good as Chapel is, but
Chapel have already downloaded my phone, freaking
Got a hold of that app
sold
you
it
just
on the
got?
black market.
Ron Boythroyd, good job, guys. Tracy Williams, also good job. Appreciate everybody checking that out, and we'll make that a separate podcast for the folks on the replay and all that good stuff. So, man, you can tell I've been to a few council meetings with him. I've had some. We went to a Thunder game, me, him, and Leroy before.
Why does he always brag? He's always bragging about this stuff.
I'm just
Name
telling.
dropping.
Golly,
I'm just
son.
telling you
Name
what the
dropping.
story is.
Yeah.
I'm just
Whatever.
I was able to meet him informally, and then formally, I went into his office. I was one of those guys that had an issue, and he handled it well.
You had an issue?
Well, what's it about?
Why don't you tell us
Well,
about it?
I don't want to get into it. It's been taken care of.
Did you guys argue?
We did not argue.
You didn't yell?
Didn't you? We agreed.
You can have a
If you can't tell from the first minute he was here, he's like 30 times smarter than me, probably.
if it's that low, I'm like 100.
100? Okay. Boy, he seems
No,
really
you can
smart.
tell.
Well, this is what I'd say about Eddie. And we had a lot of fun at his expense when he was first hired.
That's just what we
About
do,
his
though.
age, but- you giggled.
I giggled, but I wasn't.
But then after there, he remember?
Oh, I know.
Yeah, okay.
Truth always comes out when nobody's watching.
Yeah, Cap.
But when you talk to him, you don't even think about his age.
No.
He's a very, very intelligent, well-spoken.
Seems a lot older than 24.
He does.
Yeah.
He does. He does. He'll do a good job.
And just listen to him at council meetings, talking to the council, and you can tell. I mean, you would think he's been doing it for a while.
Yeah. But having a mature council, and what I mean by that are people that have a really diverse background of experiences, and we have some folks that have really served in those positions for a
department
long
heads.
time, and department heads. That's a huge deal, and we do have a very, very good council, and we have great department heads and just great staff. So it doesn't just stop at the department heads. So he's got a great team around him, and I expect great things.
I like his demeanor.
Yeah, I do too. Very. I mean, I'd
You
love
can
to
tell
have
when
that
someone
demeanor.
comes in roaring.
Yeah.
That
He will just calm it down, yeah.
Attack people roar.
So, all right, let's get into the show. Before we do that, Steph wants to know, Phil, what are you eating?
Well, I had some. Oh boy, I'm in trouble.
You had some what, Phil?
He saw you grab that handful of M&Ms?
He did.
Yeah.
I haven't eaten. I was hungry. I'll go jogging after this.
That's Cap.
What do you say? That's Cap.
You don't jog.
I'll go lift after this.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, okay. All right.
Go lift.
What
Well,
are we starting with?
well,
No.
yeah.
We'll jump right in.
Well, hold on, let me text Sarah. She wants to watch.
Okay. Yeah, this might be a segment by itself, so we got to. What, Sarah didn't want to watch?
Selective watching.
She's taking the boys to CC. She's in Salsa for a state tournament right now, so she's, kind of busy right
So 405 made it to day 2 of the state
now.
tournament.
405, well, it got rained out today, so they'll be there tomorrow. Lost a close game on Monday, got rained out today.
Wait, you play multiple games in a state tournament if you lose the first one?
This is not high school state tournament. This is Little League state tournament.
Now, how many state tournaments are going on this week?
I have no clue. I barely knew about this one.
Okay. All right, we are awaiting Sarah. I guess we'll hold the
No,
entire-
you go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she can go back.
All right. I call this meeting to order.
Oh, we're jumping right in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Call this meeting to order. Ronnie Phillips.
You going to tell
Here?
people what we're doing here?
We're having a board meeting.
Okay.
On the live.
Having a board meeting.
Roll call. Ronnie Phillips.
There's
No.
Present.
Phil Nichols.
present.
Chris Evans. Present.
We have a quorum.
We have a quorum. We want to let you know here at Second Banana Media, we don't hide behind press releases on personnel issues.
No.
And we have a personnel issue.
And we also don't go into executive session.
We don't go into executive session. This
None of
is
that.
basically our executive session.
This is it.
And Ronnie, Chubbo, my brother,
Defend it.
the defendant.
Oh, defended.
Well, you're guilty until proven innocent.
Oh yeah.
Oh, no.
Just look around.
Wait a minute.
Just look around. That's how we do it now.
So I will set the scene, and you will describe it to us. And right now, going into it, I feel not that feeling I could talk because that would violate the rules, but I feel like it's a one-to-one vote. So it's going to come down to the listening audience to let us know where we're at. But we have video evidence after the fact.
Well, everybody's seen it.
But you were helping coach a 8U baseball game?
No, I was a fan.
Oh, you were a fan?
Yeah.
Oh,
I hate it when fans get involved in.
Yeah.
okay. All right. Phil, we'll wait for your experience here in a second.
Oh.
Let's get the information out. Okay. So you're a fan at an 8-under state tournament game?
Regional.
Regional.
8 and under.
At you, yeah.
That doesn't help.
Phil?
Sorry. 8 and under.
I got a question for you later. So
Yeah.
you might
For
want-
me?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You're a fan 8-under. Where are we playing? Where are we at?
We're in Blanchard, Oklahoma.
Blanchard, Oklahoma.
A very fair, proud community.
Okay. All right.
There's nothing
Give
to do.
us the
It's
inning,
irrelevant.
give us the score, give us the scenario as it played out.
Oh, well, it was I believe it was the second inning, runner on second. The batter for,
What's the score?
it's like 4-4, 4-2, 6-4, something like that. The other team. So it's a close ball game. Runner on second. The batter bats the ball to the pitcher. The pitcher tries to make a play on third base. It gets past the third baseman, goes in the dugout, dead ball. They took the runner that was at second, going to third. They advanced him to home plate, which is correct. And the batter, they gave him all the way to third base.
Okay.
Which is not correct. And I politely said.
From the stands.
How politely?
Very politely.
Okay, replay it.
Here's how politely it was, okay? So in 8U, they do not have catching gear, their umpire gear. They do not sit behind the catcher. They stand next to the fence, which is exactly where I was at.
Like slow pitch softball?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, kind of. So I didn't make a scene or anything like that. I just, like I said, that is not correct. I said, that is not correct. That is not the right call. And he's the one who turns around and starts.
So how far are you from the umpire?
Me to Phil.
In what tone did you say it in?
Exactly like that. I said, sir, that is not the correct call.
You said, sir?
I didn't say sir. I said,
so you're trying to make it sound better than it really was.
I think I might have said.
You're the best at that.
I might have said sir, but I don't know. I said that is not the correct call.
You probably said blue.
Maybe, yeah, it might be that. This was just universal. I said that is not the correct call.
Yeah.
And then I said he should just be on second base because a lot of times throughout the year, we get a lot of umpires who don't know what they're doing. And a lot of times they'll take our advice because we're not.
Was this an older umpire? Was he?
This was an older umpire. Yeah.
Okay, so you didn't attack a high school student just trying to make some money?
No, of course not. This was
that was last night.
As I found out, this guy had apparently did this high school state tournaments, which I don't believe. But anyway, I said that's not the correct call. He should just get second base. And he turns around and rudely says, "Who do you think you are? Are you some kind of umpire?" I said, "Well, I've umpired before, you know." And he goes, "Good. We need a lot of help." I said, "Well, I understand that, and you could get help, but I'm trying to help you get the right call because it's not about you and it's not about me. It's about the kids." And again, I kept this tone the entire time. I was very low toned.
Do you have any proof of that?
I got witnesses. Eric Little sitting right next to me.
Your friend, good buddy,
good friend.
You go to vacation.
Best friend.
You go to vacation with him.
Just went on vacation in the lake with him.
Andrew Harden was there as well.
Who?
Andrew Harden,
lifelong friend.
Another lifelong
acquaintance.
Friend.
Yeah, not a great friend, but a friend of mine.
Oh, so now you don't like Andrew?
Oh, I love Andrew.
Oh, okay.
I just don't go. I don't go to the lake with him like I do.
There's
like
a lot
there.
of double talk going on. All right, go ahead.
Let it go. Didn't think nothing of it. Guess what happens the next inning? For our team, the same exact scenario happens. Runner on second. F405 hits the ball. They throw it to first base. It gets past the first baseman. The kid, Eli, starts running to second base. The ball goes out of play. Time. Eli goes to third. The coach comes out from Blanchard or wherever they're from. I don't remember. It was Blanchard. Might have been Blanchard. He comes out, talks to the umpire. The umpires convene. They moved him back to second base.
Where he started?
Well, they gave the batter third base. Like they did the first time.
The runner started at second base.
He scored. Yeah, he's good.
So they played at him.
This is the batter. So they played at him.
Okay.
And then Eli goes to third base because we just saw this happen, unwind, right? Blanchard coach comes out, argues, talks, and they move Eli back to second. And immediately, Coach Hodge, no, wait a minute. No, wait a minute. We just had the situation. And of course, they're talking, and he gets back. I said, we just literally have the situation right here.
This is a compliment to you. I don't think you took it this way, but this should be a compliment toward you. Go ahead.
I said, we just had the situation literally last inning, and you gave the kid third base. You took our kid moving back second base, which is the correct call.
Correct call. Yeah.
Which is the correct call.
Yeah.
But if you should do it. You should probably do it. If you're gonna mess up once, you might as well mess up twice.
I disagree. As an umpire, they always say, "Hold on, 1 second. One second.
I'm the mediator. That should scare all of us.
A lot of times.
No, I agree. I've heard this. I've heard you say this before, and I agree with you.
It's a myth.
Okay,
it's
I'm
a
gonna have
myth
to gavel you.
when umpires believe they miss a call. There's always what other people think is a makeup call, and as an umpire, if I miss one call, why would I do a makeup call and miss two calls? I'm already mad I missed one call. I'm not going to make up a call and miss another pitch.
Well, he was very arrogant, so he didn't know what he was doing. Okay. And I politely said, I know you don't know what you're doing because you went out there and discussed the same exact play with the other umpire. So that tells me you don't know the rule. And I'm just telling you what the rule is. The rule is 2 bases prior to the pitch.
Time of pitch.
At the time of pitch, prior to the pitch. So you gave their kid third base, but you give our kid second base.
His answer.
Not another word out of you.
Oh.
Not another word out of you. I said, sir, I'm just trying to help you understand the rule. Not another word out of you. I said, I'm just trying to help you. You're out of here. And again, I kept a low tone the entire time. As a matter of fact, the head coach for 405, he told me yesterday when he came down, he goes, I didn't even know who he threw out because there was nobody yelling or anything. So then he throws me out, and he calls.
When he got lectured?
By Kevin?
When he got pulled in the back?
Yeah, so Kevin James comes.
Great video footage.
Yes,
Come,
both videos.
Come pulls me out, and
Do you know him?
I didn't know him who he was at the time, but I've heard his name before. That was my first time to ever talk to him.
Yeah.
But he
Hall of Famer?
Yeah, he was very sure to tell me that he was a Hall of Famer and he knows
Same
John
year as John
Chappell.
Chappell. Same year as John Chappell.
He was very sure to tell me that he knows he's a Hall of Famer and he knows John Chappell. This is one of the first things he said to me.
Okay.
And he,
And what did you say to him when he said that?
Also, I'm not scared of John Chappell.
Oh boy. Okay, here we go.
That's why.
So now you
Business
attacked his
picking up.
friend.
Business is picking
Yeah,
up.
I mean,
Yeah.
so I mean, it was just again because I didn't do anything wrong, so I wasn't scared of. If I would have done something wrong or been out of hand or been belligerent, then I would have been scared of John Chappell. But I knew my actions were fine, and I wasn't going to be scared because there's nothing to be scared about.
Yeah.
So he escorted me out, and we talked, and by the time it was over, I got a free water. Kevin told me all about his career move to Chickasha, and we had a conversation. We talked about Chris because he knows Chris and he loves Chris. And so, I mean,
it's absolutely sickening. It's time out.
Hold on.
No, wait a second. It is absolutely sickening how much you have people freaking fooled.
Yeah.
I've umpired many games for Kevin James.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But like I said, by the time our conversation was done, it was fun. We actually sat there and just BS'd about nothing.
Drink some beer?
No. I was driving by myself.
So, the umpire, now that I know all the information, there are some things I learned from this. The umpire tells me that what I take from this is the umpire realized he was wrong and made the correct call.
Can I please?
The second time.
Can I please? Because
and he didn't admit that.
and he did not admit that. And I explained the rule to him, and he didn't want to admit. When I was out in timeout in the parking lot,
Yeah, you couldn't sit in the stands.
I couldn't sit in the stand. I had to go in the parking lot. I got a text message from coach at 405, and the umpire walked over to them and said, "You know what? I'm sorry. I did miss that call."
Okay, yeah.
So I was right.
Why'd you show your butt?
I did. Nobody even knew I was arguing.
Pot, kettle.
No, I was nowhere near Blanchard.
So, and what I told the umpire and what I told Kevin James said, look, it's not about me. It's not about anything or you, Mr. Umpire. It's about getting the call right for the kids. That's what it comes down to. I want you, and that's what I told him. I want you to get the call right for the next time you do this game, that you don't, screw one of the teams over one way or the other. Just get the call right is what it all boils down to.
Yeah.
And I said it that calmly the entire time.
Could you not have just said it after the game?
Well, I think
No, I wanted to get him right because it could happen again.
I think you were a little defiant at the time when the umpire told you twice, not another word.
Well, that's me being smarty pants.
you went back to dinner 3 times.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Yeah.
I was just,
Yeah.
I would have been a little ornery at that point.
Right.
But again, he showed off in front of me. He tried to make me look bad in front of against the other team because he goes, "Oh, this guy knows what he thinks. He knows what he's talking about." And I was like, "I do." And then,
did you ever say I'm a high school?
of course not. No.
Okay.
Of course not. Of course not. No. I did not. And then, again, he's trying to make me look bad in front of other people in there.
Yeah.
And guess what happens an inning later? He goes to tell our coach and says, I made the wrong call. But
Good
tries
for
to
him.
make me look bad.
Good for him,
No.
yeah.
He tried to make me look bad.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you, he
Well,
didn't
now
go.
you addressed him in front of everybody too.
I understand, but I guarantee you, he didn't go to those fans and say, "Yeah, that guy was actually right." Even though he was being he called me whatever, but
Yeah.
he could have went to his fans and said, that guy was right. He wouldn't do it though.
And obviously, you also coach at the high school level. You also coach in the summer team for the junior high and high school. And I got to tell you, last night, junior high had a home baseball game. I got to tell you, John Chappell was in attendance. Dr. Simpson had a special board meeting. However, he sent over school board member Tina Smedley, who was in audience, and also Terry Bennett Jr., the head baseball coach, was in the dugout. All three watching very closely of the situation in the dugout. All three were fine. So that puts us, get thrown out like that. Second Banana Media Open Mic Podcast, a spotlight is on us.
We're forced to address it.
We're forced to address it. And so here
Because of
we
your
are.
actions.
Ronnie.
My very polite actions.
That's your story.
And the bottom line is, the guy understand he got the wrong right, and he will go. I guarantee you, going forward, he will never miss this call again.
Yeah.
So I think I did a good thing. in a very calm and polite and respectful manner. I have never been more respectful to anybody in my life. And ask little Eli.
The guy you went on vacation with.
No, the little kid. Eric's
Was
son.
he not there?
Eric's son.
Was he on vacation?
Eric's son.
Was he on vacation?
Stop, Phil. Eric's son.
See, that's how.
And I'm around them a lot. And guess what he said? He goes, I've never seen Ronnie more calm in my life. When Sarah asked about it, Sarah goes, was he rude or is he loud? Eli goes, I ain't never seen Ronnie so calm in my life.
Little Eli.
Oh yeah, he did. He was so nice.
That's a sweet boy too.
Oh, okay, I got another thing for the record.
Okay.
Get it all off.
There's a relative of the umpire sitting right behind me. And after the game was over, he came out to me and said, I appreciate what you did. Your call was correct. And you know what? And he was wrong, and I let him know that he was wrong.
That's pretty strong.
Yeah. No, that is.
It's a family member from that umpire.
Third cousin. Can we vote now? Or?
Well, discussion. Do you have any
Discussion.
questions?
No, I've heard everything I need to hear.
Heard everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
You got anything?
No. So we've had people have been emailing us all about this. A few tweets have been sent.
Non-stop.
Yeah, a few tweets have been sent to us, and so on the table was a one-show suspension.
Yep.
And now it's time for us to vote.
Do we get to convene and discuss this? You know,
No,
do
remember,
it
this
openly?
is our open meeting.
Oh, okay.
We don't have executive session.
All right. I'm ready to vote.
No discussion or.
Well, I think this is the biggest, where I think Ronnie got himself in trouble and in the process embarrassed Second Banana Media is when he was told 3 times, not another word, and he kept going back.
Yeah. All right.
Umpire will get the call right from now on.
All right. So
a big
I
thing.
will call for a vote. Should the
Does
question.
Ronnie get to vote?
Yes.
Okay.
The question is, should Ronnie face a one-show suspension here on the Open Mic Podcast due to his ejection at an 8 and under regional game in Blanchard, Oklahoma?
Behavior.
Correct.
Yeah.
Very polite behavior.
All right. First vote. Yay or nay?
Yay for the suspension or no for the suspension?
Yes for suspension.
Nay.
Nay.
Nay. Okay. Phil?
Well, we'll just let Chris go. You can be tiebreaker.
Okay. My vote is nay, no suspension.
Family. It doesn't matter what I want to do now.
You gotta have a vote. If you sustain, it's a no vote.
It needs to be on record. I want it on record. I want to know what Phil, because if Phil ever goes crazy as a city council member again, we're going to remember this. All right.
Councilman Williams brings up a good question. Was he representing Second Banana Media there?
No, sir, I was not.
Did you not have a Second Banana Media mug?
I did not.
Did you not have a Second Banana Media hat?
I did not.
My question with my statement with that is when the governor walks into Walmart, he's still the governor.
Oh, boy.
When Ronnie goes to Blanchard, he's still Second Banana Media.
That might influence my vote a little bit.
Steph wants suspension with or without pay.
Is that a question or that's what he?
That's a question.
He wants
he
those
put
with
it-
or without pay.
Yeah.
It'd be without pay,
Yeah, without pay.
Ooh.
but
I knew about that.
he's passed it. But we just need Phil's
On the
vote
record.
on record.
Yeah.
Well, there's a guy who's
Yeah, I got a question for that here in a second.
I feel that emotions sometimes get the best of everybody. I think
Use your words very carefully.
everybody deserves second or sometimes 30 chances. And I think the right thing to do is we had a firm talking to, and I think I'd have to vote nay.
Oh, thank you, Phil.
You're welcome.
There was no emotions involved. I was very polite and
We've
respectful.
already voted.
Okay,
We don't need
okay.
more comments.
All
Sorry,
right.
go ahead.
That
Wasn't a motion.
confirms our meeting. Motion to adjourn.
Yep. Yeah, motion to
Or
adjourn.
adjourn. Okay, so how many ejections is that now? 1, 2?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, I got kicked out of 9U game a couple years ago.
Yeah, so there's a pattern there.
Yeah.
That'd be a good piece of
No, that's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. No.
We voted. We could have went ahead.
That was homework.
You want to know that story?
No.
The umpire yelled from all the way across second base at me, not another word out of you. Said it 3 times, and I didn't say a word. Then after the 3rd time, I said, I didn't say anything. You're out of here.
This one was 3 times. This one was 3 times.
I didn't say anything. I didn't reply to him 1 time after he said it 4 times. And on the 4th time, I said, I didn't say anything. You're out of here. So he was looking to eject me. I didn't do anything.
It was an umpire taking. I've had that
That's
situation.
Michigan's from Ohio.
I've had that situation where, and I've been part of it too. A young umpire not knowing how to handle situations, so the veteran usually goes there and takes care of that deal. Phil, would you on your suspensions and ejections? How many games have you been ejected from?
In my life or in Guthrie?
Let's stick with Guthrie.
Look at all day.
Ejected or firmly spoken
like
to?
he got thrown out. He had to go to the. He had to
State
leave.
fair, or basketball games. You know.
The guy at the Carl Everett when you were on the radio. That was Marty Askins. By the way, that guy who got onto you.
Yeah.
He's going to the Hall of Fame this year in the Officials Association Hall of Fame.
Huh.
So
I didn't get a vote on
he's
that.
from Duncan. That's Jerry Askins' brother. Okay, so anyway.
I love Jerry Haskins.
Yeah.
Let me count.
There's a
Well, how
pattern
many
there.
do you know of?
You know, I don't know if I know any. I've seen you leave a few times.
And then there was a follow-up visit.
Right, but I don't ever remember the official.
Well, the one I was...
This is basketball, though, right?
I've been kicked out of basketball games before.
Yeah.
I would say probably I don't know, I mean a few.
More or less than. I better not say that.
Oh, I know what you're going to say. I know what you're going to say.
Yeah.
Probably more.
Probably more than her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. But the funnest one was I was bored. The game was terrible. And I was in laundry mood. And I looked at the guy to my left and said, watch this.
So everyone has said nay on that.
Yeah, it's nay. Yeah.
So, but
Thank you,
the
Tracy.
umpire learned. The umpire learned.
That's my goal, to learn him, to teach him.
Have you ever been kicked out of anything in your life?
He's
Boy
boring.
Scouts.
You got kicked out of Boy
No,
Scouts?
I'm just teasing.
He's boring. You think?
Outside of these two incidents, you ever been kicked out of anything?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
Oh no! I got kicked out of Hard Times once. Friday night, I didn't even get inside.
You have to really mess up to get kicked out of hard
I didn't make it inside.
You know how many times I've been inside Hard Times as a bar?
Zero?
Zero.
Oh, that would have been my first time. I was barred for life at that night. Didn't make it
Carpet
inside.
World?
Yeah, I was carpet on the wall.
Yeah, they had carpet on the.
Kicked out of there before.
You've been kicked out of
Oh, yeah, a couple times.
See, it's bad management.
Hard Times?
Jason Reese witnessed it one time. Well, him and 150 other people.
Put Sarah's comment about that 9U kick out, please. Just so everybody understands.
Fair and balanced.
My wife is nice, and she does never
It's
lie.
nonsense.
Yeah.
I believe her.
Complete nonsense.
Were you ever kicked out of school,
No.
Ronnie? Oh, wait a second. We have a little controversy.
No,
here.
it's.
Oh, never mind. He stole the honey bun. Never mind.
Oh, it was a
That's
honey, he got
yeah.
fired.
Yeah, he stole from.
Life of crime.
He stole from a store. That's right. I
26
forgot.
cents.
Yeah.
Had it in his pocket.
27 cents.
27 cents, had it in his pocket, refused to pay for it.
Had a $20 bill in his pocket. Still
I
honey
had
bun.
27 cents in my pocket. I didn't get
Okay,
fired.
so Chris has been
I
fired.
quit.
Have you ever been fired?
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
I've never been
Well,
fired.
I didn't get fired. I resigned before they fired me.
They give you an option.
Oh no.
Oh, no option?
No.
You knew it was
No,
coming?
yeah. I knew it was coming. I said, wait. Before you say that, can I resign? Yes, you can. Okay.
That's funny. That's so funny. So you've never been kicked out of school.
No.
You've never been kicked out of a joint of any place.
No.
God, boring. Duh.
How are we friends?
You want to go do something fun tonight?
I've had that question asked me. I got an early wake up call tomorrow.
Oh, going.
My lift is arriving at 6:45.
That's not early.
Whew.
You didn't get a ride from. He didn't want to give you a ride?
He didn't ask me.
No, not you.
Oh.
Yeah, he's my lift.
Oh, he is.
No.
Or Doc. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Doc. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he's my lift. I'll have him at the house
Will
at
there be a tip?
6:45.
Is a tip on the app, or how do you? You're paying for half the parking, right?
Oh. Yeah.
Well, no, the car's going there no matter if I'm with him or not.
Cheap.
Cheap. I mean, so cheap. It's ridiculous.
It's only fair. He's giving you a ride, and you're using his gas money.
But he's already going.
So are you.
Well, I can ask you for a ride.
Well, on his defense, he,
You've driven me to the airport last two times.
I have.
on his defense, he wouldn't ask him for money either. So
Who wouldn't ask who?
The other way around.
The other way around. He wouldn't.
No, he would.
No.
He wouldn't.
Yeah.
I would, but
Do you think he's ever been kicked out of anything?
no doubt. He's been coach.
I know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, kidding me?
Who's been kicked out of the most things you know? You personally know.
After you?
Yeah.
There's got to be somebody that had more than me.
I don't know if I don't know. I don't know anybody who's been kicked out of events.
Golly. So much fun. Like,
Football,
confrontation's fun. I mean, it really is. It can be fun.
I've been kicked out of a football game, a basketball game, wrestling duel.
basketball. Well, I don't think you were kicked out at the wrestling duel.
I did draw 6
You
months
eventually
suspension.
would. I think you eventually would. You removed yourself.
I did because I was hot. It was not gonna. It wasn't gonna end good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad.
So.
Bad.
So, I guess the state's getting ready to pay $29 million.
Well, as they should. It's taxpayers' money.
Federal tax dollars.
It's just taxpayers.
Federal government's going to want that money back. Pete Paparottis gets ejected a lot. I don't know.
Coach P?
Coach P.
I can see that. He's intense.
Oh, awesome.
I don't remember him getting ejected.
I don't remember him getting ejected hardly. I don't remember him getting ejected once. Actually.
No, we did a lot of games.
He was intense. I remember him getting
He was very
technicals,
intense,
but I don't
Yeah.
remember him getting ejected.
Yep.
He's a hell of a coach.
He coached.
Hell of a coach.
He coached me his first year he was in town.
He's a Hall of Fame coach. With what he's done on the boys and the girls side, he's a guy that
No doubt.
will find himself in the Oklahoma Basketball Hall of Fame before it's all over.
So we got to get to some other topics, but I definitely wanted to talk about the Carl Albert and all.
Oh, yeah.
But we can do that toward the
Towards the end?
end. If
Yeah,
you want,
people.
so.
Yeah.
John says he did in church ball. I wasn't there at church
Well,
ball.
church ball doesn't. Everybody gets kicked out of church
Yeah.
ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I've been kicked out of a slow pitch softball game.
I trucked
Yeah.
a guy in Kansas in church league softball.
Yeah. This umpire said we
was
couldn't
young.
have beverages, and I went off on him. But anyway.
He says he broke a lot of clipboards.
Wine,
Now, I
not skim milk.
can back that up for sure.
What?
Oh, no. Remember when he'd do that? He'd get that intent, and literally everybody in the audience would get a little nervous when he did that. He's an intense dude. Very intense.
State championship.
Had
You
two
bring-
as a girls coach, 2 as a boys coach.
You bring titles to your high school team, you have the right to break as many clipboards as you want.
No.
Absolutely.
It's a double standard.
Oh, well, duh. Yeah, of course.
I didn't say I was
Yeah.
disagreeing with it.
Yeah.
It's just a double standard.
Of course.
How was your vacation, Phil?
Oh, yeah.
It was fun. We went to Bible study a few times.
A lot of bananas and oranges and pineapples there.
There was all of that. And then there was
Whipped cream.
There was. Yeah. Then we left the condo.
The
there
views
was
and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities
talk
they
over it. It's
represent.
Okay, now we go on vacation.
I know how it works. No, it was a lot of fun. We had a good time.
What, 4 weeks?
It was about 2.
4 weeks.
I can't.
That's you.
Is that a little
Evan.
over?
That's you. We were there, 7 days, I guess, but had a lot of fun. Spent a lot of time in the water. Ran into a young lady that was there the night or the day. I don't remember if it was night or day when Ronnie and Sarah first met.
Yeah, tell that story real quick.
So
Don't not real long. You can get in there real quick.
So we're in Mexico on a family vacation, and we were at a Bible study. And this young lady started this conversation. Tony had just said like 30 minutes earlier, she says, everywhere we go, she was telling our kids, Dad always runs into somebody he knows. It's the weirdest thing.
It's
and it was
so
like,
true.
It was like day 3 or 4 or something like that, and I hadn't ran into anybody I knew
In Mexico.
in Mexico. And we start talking to this group of people that were near us. And I don't remember how it came up, but she said she was originally from, that's what it was. She said she was from Topeka. And I said, well, where'd you go to school? And she said, Washburn Rural. I said, well, I know a young lady, but I think she was Topeka West. And from Topeka West, I said, I know Topeka's a big town. Sarah Phillips, and she looks at me and she goes, that was my college roommate. I was there the day her and Ronnie met. And I went, shut up.
you shut your mouth. Is that what you did?
It was so crazy. And so I immediately take a picture and send it to Ronnie and Sarah and say, look what I found in Mexico. Callie says hi. And that led to a lot of fun text back and forth.
That's
Small
crazy.
world.
And then it got even smaller for me because about 30 minutes after that, more people at the Bible study. And
With cherries on top of their drinks.
Oh yeah.
well, they were holy drinks. But so we were, it's my story.
Go ahead.
But so
Just
anyway.
paint the picture. Paint
Anyway, so I started telling this other group of people, I was working the boat.
Oh, I can see it
You're
right
stuck
now.
on a boat for
Holy
8 hours.
cow.
You're going to meet Phil.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Whether you want to or not. And so we started talking, and this guy had like a KU shirt on or something, had something on. And I said, "Are you from Kansas?" He goes, "Yeah, I live in Wichita." And I said, "Well, where are you originally from?" He says, "You know, my family, all our family, were from this little town about 60 miles east of Wichita." And I went, "No." That's what I'm thinking to myself. He goes, I said, "What's the name of the town?" He goes, "Eureka."
No way.
"I'm from Eureka." And he goes, "No, you're not. This is a town of 2,800 people now." And he goes, I go, "Well, I'm Nichols." And he goes, "I know all the Nichols." And he's younger than me, so he knew the younger generation of Nichols. And then he said, "Well, my family's the Adams and the G's." And I was like, "Well, I graduated with Adams and G's." And so it was crazy in a 30-minute period.
Wow.
The big world got really, really tiny.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of fun.
On a boat in the middle
On a
of the
boat in the middle of
Yeah.
in the middle of the Pacific. Yeah, it was.
With
but
your,
it was
with
a
your
lot of
funny
fun.
hat on.
With my funny hat on. Now the best story, though, for me,
when you went into the tanning beds to get ready for the trip?
no, that was before.
Oh, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
No, that was good.
Sock? No sock.
You can't.
What? It's legit.
Just be quiet. Go ahead.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
It's just.
I do not wear socks on my feet when I tan.
Oh, that's what I was wondering. Gosh.
And so
Blisters.
blisters terrible. And then you took a shot at me. I shared a beautiful picture with my wife, and you said, "Could you get a little sun on those feet?"
I didn't say it that way.
Well, I've got the text.
Can the sun please kiss those feet?
Well, how do you translate that?
that is a very polite way to say get some
Get some
tan
sun
on.
on- yeah, right.
Yeah.
So where we're at in Mexico, it's everywhere you go, they're trying to sell you something. And including that,
What, like yarn?
name it.
Yeah.
They're trying to sell it. And there's this group of 5 or 6 guys carrying around these cigars and cigarettes and saying, "Cigar, cigarette." And I say, "No, thank you." And, "Weed." No, thank you.
Weeds?
Weed, marijuana.
Like crabgrass? Oh.
Yeah, weed, marijuana, Chris. We'll work you through this. And I said, no, we're good. And then they'd go, "Cocaine?"
Cocaine.
I go, no, we're good. So this went on for like 2 or 3
Coca-Cola.
Yeah, this went on for like 2 or 3 days. And it's the same group I saw every time. So I go over and they said it again. I looked at it, I said, "Amigos." Go over here and I said, "Policia." And they opened their eyes like this. And I said, "Nah." Until he said, "You're going to get killed while we're down here." So we had a great time, a great food. We'll definitely go back. A lot of fun.
Very cool.
Yep.
What about your vacation? 2-week vacation? You went to Omaha. You went to like 6 countries.
The North
News
America,
business is good.
Yeah, news business is real good.
North America tour.
By the way, you could sponsor. They got the news page. Blah, blah, blah. Go ahead.
Yeah. You can always subscribe and click the bell on Guthrie News Page YouTube and Second Banana Media YouTube. Yeah, that will definitely help the show. And we are at 615 subscribers on
good.
YouTube.
That's fun.
But we need 1,000 to do our thing
Yeah.
better. And so we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll
so
get there.
invite your friends to like it. And if you subscribe to the show right now, while we're doing this, you can get a air horn.
Oh. Unless we're going to give away one of Ronnie's mugs.
Oh, well, we could do that.
Yeah, we'll give a mug when we get 700, 800, 900, and then a bigger prize for 1,000.
Well, then people are going to wait.
Yeah, people will wait then. Yeah. Next in line.
So, yeah, we're trying to build that up. So,
Yep.
yeah, I will be out of town. So,
Again.
you guys,
Again?
well, it's just
The entire month of
Business
June
trip.
and half of July, you're gone.
boy, it feels like I've been gone too.
Nice haircut.
Yeah, got trimmed today.
Armando?
I still have a straight hair.
Yeah.
Is it this side?
Yes.
So Armando needs to get
Armando
better.
was not there today.
Who did your hair today, Chris?
Maria.
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 That was good. So
Is that local, I'm assuming?
By local?
Yeah.
I wasn't able to get in local
Oh.
You tried?
many times.
I've never had a hard time getting in there.
Really? No, it's really hard to get in there. Unless you got to set an appointment. I had to set my appointment
I don't set
last
hair
week in
appointments.
order to get there for I got one Thursday.
See, I'm spur of the moment.
Could you shave that beard off?
You said you liked it today.
That was before you told me that Sarah doesn't.
Oh. Looks good.
Isn't it hot?
It has to be hot.
Nope. Nope.
You look like guys that, like, when it's really hot out, that wear hoodies, like sweatshirts, and they pull them over their head, trying to act tough or something.
No, I don't act tough. I know I'm not tough. I know that. No.
JC, JC2, not JC1.
Jason Canning. Yep.
Yeah. Unsubbing now to resub for the mugs. See, that's
That's what happened. Yeah.
There's no resubbing. There's no resubbing.
the tricksters are out there, Philly. You gotta beware of the tricksters.
Oliver still owes us 12, by the way.
Oh yeah,
Oh, that was a dirty dog
that
trick.
was dirty.
Dirty trick.
Why did we? Why?
Because get me to eat that thing that about killed
Eat
me.
that chip,
yeah.
The chip, yeah.
Wasn't a chip.
It was a gummy?
It was a gummy that about killed me.
Oh, someone attacked us on YouTube comment.
About the gummy?
No, the hot, when you ate the hot chip,
Why'd they attack me?
they go. Imagine doing all this for 300 views.
Well, if you share it, it could get more.
No, that's funny.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
funny.
It was some person you never heard of.
That's awesome.
Yeah, of course.
I love that. That's something one of us would say. It's funny.
Yeah. G.F. Guthrie, maybe you should give all your subs a prize. Watching y'all taser each other.
Oh, boy.
Who's this?
G.F. Guthrie.
Back on this taste.
Oh, I
thing.
thought that was Truebird.
Nope.
Oh, can I at least, can we go back to me about umpiring and about me with being with kids? I'm doing community service, by the way, for my being kicked out. I'm at the LSU baseball camp again this week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, helping the kids out.
That's his way of bragging.
I
He
am
got
the
invited to be a coach.
I am the coach of the Mariners, and we have a really, really good team, and we're going to win our scrimmage tomorrow.
Is that all you got?
I got a new hat.
Got a new hat.
I need you to confirm or deny.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Grandkids told me Ronnie had green vomit in the beard after falling off the tube and swallowing the lake. Cap or no cap?
Partial.
On cap.
It's partial. It's partial. That's an incorrect story, but yes. So it wasn't a tube, and it wasn't green. It was gray. Just want me to tell you the whole story?
Well, not.
It's a good. It's a good story. So we went out to lake with the littles last week or 2 weeks ago, whenever it was, and Sarah,
His top witness.
correct. So Sarah, vote's already in. So Sarah made biscuits and gravy that morning, which Sarah makes phenomenal sausage, biscuits, and gravy.
Okay, throw up stories make me sick to my stomach.
Really?
Oh, I don't like them.
I won't go into that part.
I'm trying to remember last time I threw up.
But we're on the boat and we're trying to surf. And I got up barely for a second, but I couldn't hold it on. But throughout the 4 or 5 times I tried it, I swallowed a little bit of water here and there. And that last time, it just, and again.
Is it ocean water?
No, it's lake
Salt
water.
water?
It's lake water.
Oh, salt water is a lot worse. Go ahead, though.
And then, so about the 5th time,
Well, that was a little.
all comes out.
Literally, you just destroyed everybody's eardrums.
Yeah. 4 times
Hey, Alexa,
in
turn on the
my
lights.
beard, but it washed out. I was fine though. Thank you for asking though. But yeah, I about drowned from the inside. But yep, that's true. It's a true story, Tracy. Yeah, it was
A little graphic.
it was not good.
A little too much.
Yeah.
A little over the top.
T-Fred, it'll be the greatest day when Chris does the gummy bear challenge. Well,
He'll eat a gummy bear.
I'll do half with you.
the hot gummy bear?
Yeah.
No, you would eat a gummy bear, not a hot gummy bear.
Yeah. The way it was presented, I would eat a gummy bear.
I would do the chip challenge, but that's easy.
Well, we'll get one worded up, big guy.
Why don't we do
Maybe
shows
we can-
on Tuesday night?
Maybe we can get a 300. Maybe we can get 301.
Hey, I was thinking the other day when the high school huddle starts up for the high school football season.
Yep.
Is it smart to do the open mic on Tuesday and the huddle on Wednesday?
We had this discussion last year. Remember, we decided to just do it all at once, get it over with.
But now we have the fancy studio. Is it a
It's another night away from our family.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
And Tuesday's junior high football.
Junior high football. Mondays, another football.
So stay on Wednesday.
Yeah, I
I
assume
don't
so.
wanna, I mean,
Thursday's JV, ain't it? No,
That's Monday.
Monday, junior high
I
Tuesday.
like my wife. I want to go home and see her once.
Sometimes there's games on Thursday.
Yeah. So Wednesday.
Still Wednesday, yeah.
But you can't go to church. We do it Wednesday.
I haven't been able to go to church.
But we're trying to rectify that.
Okay, then we have to miss a JV game.
Cousin Nate's a wise man.
You better ask what you should do.
That's right.
So Wednesday?
Yeah, I mean, we're used to Wednesday.
Okay. Well, we got to get ready. I mean, we can't just,
We mean we got to get ready.
Decide.
It's freaking June.
yeah. And we start.
There's all kinds of
August.
stuff that we need to be talking about already. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah. So,
What's going on?
All the transfers and
There's one transfer that anybody cares
Phil,
about.
we're already working on graphics.
Yeah, we got graphics next week.
Well, that's,
Well, no, we've already got graphics being built right now.
Remember
for the
Didn't you
broadcast.
Remember we worked on that
Yeah.
last week.
I was in Mexico.
Graphics are being built right now. We're going to teaser, but we're going to have some student athletes in here later next month. Graphic package is stepping up this year for the
We're
broadcast.
going to have one for the sideline reporter.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be
Are
good.
they really going to do that?
Yeah.
Dramatic pause.
It's the graphics package.
We're going to do the flex.
Could be. Yeah.
Cool.
How are the veins coming?
Good.
Let me see.
I'm peeling.
Oh, been tanning?
No.
Sock?
It's,
No sock?
It's Caribbean.
I mean, you're just an idiot. You know what I mean?
Top of my feet are peeling. I should have worn socks.
Oh, give you a little French kiss, evidently, not just a little kiss.
Yeah, that's how I knew because my legs were fried. My top of my feet were fried.
You'll be happy,
So
man.
when you sent that video,
Should
the
we have to
picture,
know
that's
that
the first thing
that
that
happened
happened.
to be-
now.
Yep.
They're not white anymore.
You're welcome.
And I didn't get burnt.
Had me first day in Florida, dude. My
Yeah.
top of my feet were fried. It hurt for the entire
That's why I made the
trip.
comment to your
Yeah.
Kiss the feet a little bit.
sun kiss.
Yeah.
Sun kiss. So.
Yeah.
Ooh.
All right. Is that the show?
Am I off trial? I mean, my
No,
good?
no, you're
I've
good.
been off for a while.
Yeah, you're good. So,
For a while. Well, no, wait a second. You're going on a trip tomorrow.
yes. My
Tell
flight,
people where you're going.
Oklahoma City,
Then,
Dallas,
Then,
Seattle.
there
okay.
you go. Yep.
So,
Golly, what? Ooh.
A lot of work to get to that.
Ooh.
You're going to love Seattle.
Yeah.
I'm downtown Seattle.
Well, it
Even
fits-
worse.
Fits his political.
Yeah.
affiliation.
Yeah. You'll be good. That'd be,
Yeah, that's why
You can
I'll
be
be
on the
interested to
streets.
see.
Yeah.
Now,
Sugar.
you called today asking me if you needed to change political parties.
Yeah.
Correct.
Right. You want to talk about that?
I
You had an emotional moment.
I did.
Yep.
I always wanted. I always wanted. I find myself wanting to be an independent more and more every day. But a registered independent.
Well, you won't be able to vote on anything then.
That's not true.
No.
Oh,
Everybody
it
says
is. Yes,
true.
your point. Yes, it
Thank
is
you.
true.
You're going to be able to vote for our friend.
So if there's 10 elections, if I was an independent, I get to maybe vote in one or two.
Thank you.
I can't vote for the sheriff. I can't vote for the clerk.
You
Representative?
can't vote in the general election,
Independent? No. There's never a general election because there's no Democrats.
Yep.
but if there was, you could.
Like, yeah. But I want to have a say who maybe the Republican candidate is in June. But Democrat hardly ever files in
So
Logan
you can
County.
vote as a Democrat if you're an independent.
Yes, but there's never any candidates that even file countywide.
What were you upset about?
Well, the state auditor inspector,
Oh,
Cindy Bird's office, came out with the audit today.
did you jump to some conclusions, or
Well, that's her job. You know, you mentioned that she was too opinionated in the e-school thing.
not the e-school
not
thing?
school,
Good Lord,
What are they?
epic.
Epic, yes, epic. But you know, like when they interview sheriff's office on a crime scene, they always say, "This is the worst one I've ever been."
She's an auditor. Her job is to report her findings, not give her personal opinion.
Report and observe.
It's not to give
Observe
her
and
personal
report,
opinion.
yeah.
Well, but the sheriff, when he does that,
He's not auditing anything.
well, they're investigating the scene, and he goes, "This is the worst I've ever seen."
Okay.
Is he out of line when he says that? I was thinking about this.
I think it's different.
I think you should probably register as a Democrat because that's what you sound like,
Oh boy,
which isn't a bad thing.
took a turn.
I mean, it is
No,
bad.
that's where I'm independent.
That's why you're going to Seattle, right? Just to see all options, right?
no. There's times that Democrats are right, and there's times that Republicans are right.
I do agree with that.
I tend to think more decision on the Republican side than the Democrat side. Now, there's the far extreme left and the far extreme right, which we have seen here in Guthrie.
Yes, we have.
So do we need to address that?
Yeah. Let's talk about it.
All right.
Let's go ahead and piss some people off. Let's go ahead and get it out there.
Let's see here. GF Guthrie says there's nothing wrong with being an independent.
I agree with that.
I agree. You've been a long time.
A long-time independent. I've been a Republican. Never been the other thing.
Nope, me neither.
Yep.
T-Fred wants me to please wear a OKC Thunder shirt
That'd be
in Seattle.
awesome. Yeah. We talked about that before, didn't we? Yeah.
Yeah. Phil, should I wear a Thunder shirt?
No, you'll get beat up.
No, absolutely, you should.
You'll get assaulted.
No, this will be fun. He'll have finally a story we can talk about.
You want him to get beat up?
Well, if it wasn't for you, never mind.
No, he wasn't there.
Yeah, good thing if he wasn't. Good thing he wasn't there.
Somebody would get whipped.
Yeah.
It might have been me, but somebody was going to. I was sure going to give him an opportunity to whip my butt.
GF Guthrie, thanks for acknowledging both sides.
Yeah.
Tracy, left wing, right wing, same bird.
100%. I wish we focused on the eagle instead of what wing.
Yeah.
Just focus on the country instead of the parties.
This is, if we didn't bring this up, people would go, you pick and choose what you want to do and all that stuff. So here we are.
And we do.
Correct.
It's all right. It's our podcast.
That's absolutely.
Go start your own podcast if you don't want to.
I love podcasts.
Yeah, I do too.
Some people don't like podcasts.
I do too. I think we're going to have a very spirited debate here in a few minutes.
So there was a Pride event. A permit was filed with the city of Guthrie, and the event took place at the Shops in Guthrie. The Shops in Guthrie is the new location there at Oklahoma and Wentz. Their grand opening is this Saturday at Red Brick Nights.
Isn't that also where Red Brick Nights is held?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So the Shops will be there. That's a city-owned deal. People will be leasing those buildings, and the city goes through an application process of letting people in and how long that lease is and all that good stuff. It's a good thing. Some people like it. Some people don't like it. That's going to happen. So the Pride, LGBT. I'm sorry, I don't. LG
Yeah, I know.
Something BQIA plus.
Yep.
Got the permit.
A lot of letters.
It is, and honestly, I didn't know that the IA was even. I don't know.
What's it stand for?
Is it identity?
I have no idea.
I have no idea there. But
We're getting off course.
we're getting off course. And so I believe the printed paper ran an article about that, and I think that's how some folks found out that more folks found out that it was happening. And so they assembled. It was from 4 to 10 on, I think it was Saturday.
Saturday. Yep.
And so I drive. My workout place is not too far from there, and so I park, and there's probably 15 people at the event.
Yep.
And so I go work out, flex real fast.
Gotcha.
And so when I'm leaving, I go over and visit with Sergeant Anthony Gibbs with the police department. There was police there. As the time I'm getting out, a few protesters start to get their chairs out and sit down. So eventually, at the end of the night, there was 40, I would say maybe 40 people max at one time at the Pride event. And then across the street, I would say there was probably a max at 20 at one time.
Okay.
I witnessed some of the Pride folks go over and speak with the protesters real briefly and walked away. Both sides were taking pictures. Both sides were taking video. The protesters had signs, and it was calm. There was no
problems.
Nothing what you see on TV.
Yep.
It was both sides. They obviously had different agreements because of what was going on, but it was a lot of buildup. A lot of people showing their frustration, which it happened. I mean, that's a good thing about that. But no big event, as far as everyone behaved well.
Right.
It was a big thing on social media. Guthrie News Page did not cover that. Guthrie News Page elected to not have more banter either way because it's not going to solve anything. It's not going to fix anything. People are going to be upset one way or the other. And why put that? Was 500 comments going to be fix it? 800 comments going to fix it? No.
Yeah.
So
it wouldn't. We've talked a lot about this,
and we have, and I will add this very much. We have friends friends and acquaintances on both sides.
Yep.
Not necessarily at the event, but people have come to us privately.
Yep.
And was wanting our opinion, our take on it, and we gave that to them. And I'll let you kind of tell.
Well, I mean,
because we're in agreements of this.
Correct. I think I'm gonna start by addressing the city, okay? Because I saw a lot of comments about why is the city allowing this? Why? Well, it's because we live in America, and people always talk about freedoms and talk about the freedom to do this and the freedom to do that, and we need our freedoms protected. Well, one of the biggest anchors of our freedom is the right to assemble. And when a group goes down and files the appropriate paperwork and pulls a permit and does things correctly, and then it's a peaceful gathering of people, the city has no choice but to approve any group. Doesn't matter if it's a Pride event, a Ministerial Alliance event, Antifa event, an NRA event. It doesn't matter. Okay, so I don't understand when people try to throw the city under the bus, first of all, because that's silly. I mean, it's just
Deny
silly.
that when you're going to start denying a whole bunch of stuff that are staple events in
And you're going to start stacking lawsuits on everything, and rightfully so, because government should not pick winners and losers. As long as everybody's following the law, following the rules, that's what they should do. I look at this a little differently. I look at this through the eyes of a veteran who served all over the world, and I believe when it comes to freedoms, that means everybody's freedoms matter, not just the ones you agree with. And to be quite honest, some of the comments that were made to us, matter of fact, I walked away from one conversation when you were with me because it was going nowhere.
It was going nowhere.
And just some comments that were made, and some very, in my opinion, some very nasty, inappropriate comments. And I just don't. I know too many people on both sides that are great people, and I'm going to judge how I feel about somebody based on how they treat me.
Absolutely.
And how they treat other people and how they conduct their lives, and so a lot of the stuff that was said I thought was just completely out of line. I support everybody's right to assemble. I don't care if I agree with the cause or I don't agree with the cause. Everybody has a right to assemble. And I think when you start saying, well, this person shouldn't get to or this group shouldn't get to because we find it offensive, well, suck it up, Buttercup. That's part of living in America. There's going to be things that are offensive to you. We told one gentleman, well, if you don't like it, just don't go. Problem solved.
Yep.
I mean, people are going to have very strong opinions on this, and that's okay. But I think in America, if you follow the rules and you do things the right way, freedom applies to everybody. And the protesters and the people putting on the Pride event.
Yeah.
I support both the groups to be able to do that. They're exercising their constitutional rights.
You had a local business that went to Facebook and said, we're not opening because this event is going on.
Right.
And they have every right to do that. Now, there's people who will go over there and buy more candy because they did that, or
right.
more merchandise. More whatever it is. And then there's other sides that, okay, well then I'll never step a foot in there. And it happens on both sides.
And that's their choice.
That's their choice. And obviously when they put that out there, they knew they were going to divide.
Sure. And the issue's so divisive right now because of some over-the-top stuff. What we had here was truly an assembly of people that were having a good time. There was nothing over the top. Nope. There was nothing. It was just, they were together.
Yep.
And I've heard a few people say, well, did you see what they did in Toronto or wherever it was, Vancouver or whatever?
Go to the extreme.
Yeah, go to the extreme on everything. Well, we're not, that wasn't us. That wasn't what happened in our community. And then people say, well, yeah, but it could. Well, a lot of things could happen. You got to make your decisions based on facts that you have at that moment, not what could happen or what might happen or what maybe will happen. I mean, I put my flag firmly in the ground on we're in America, we have freedoms to assemble, we have freedoms to express our views, and if it's done in a peaceful way, then everybody needs to just leave each other alone.
Yeah. Yeah, I knew you'd sum it up well, and I totally agree with that. G of Guthrie, we support every citizen of Guthrie of all stripes. And it was a lot of back and forth. There was some stuff said by some Pride members that was going after the protesters,
right?
And so it's back and forth. Some of the Pride was, the protesters were saying this, and so the Pride goes, okay, well, let me try to top that. And then they try to top each other, and it goes nowhere. And that's where it gets divisive, and it's not going to change anyone's opinion on that. So
that's why you avoid it.
Yeah.
I just avoid it and just stick with your own beliefs. And
well, I mean, a good friend of mine on his Facebook profile, a guy I grew up with, when where it says it'll ask you different questions, personal questions about you, and one of them is political affiliation.
Yeah.
I think David Everett has the best answer I've ever seen. Mine, all mine. And now he has his views.
Sure, we all do.
We all do, but I think social media. One of the downsides to social media is it's created a lot of brave souls out of people,
and that's again, I guarantee you the whole reason for the back and forth protests, which again, like you said, it's their right to protest and it's their right to assemble.
Right.
A lot of that is people probably just trying to get clicks, trying to get videos, try to go viral, just because social media. I guarantee social media had a huge thing to do with it because people want to get their face out there. Blah 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 blah. Again, like I said,
but I saw one person that posted on, and I don't remember which site it was, that literally said, "Who wants to join me in rioting downtown?" And I thought, "Are you go take a freaking civics class, people? I mean, just go. I mean, good Lord."
The other thing I was
just don't.
And here, I always try to have perspective on this. Perspective on this. Sorry, because I want to make sure I say this right. For the 100 people that were for it, 100 people against it, there was thousands of thousands not commenting, not liking. Just what are you guys?
What are you guys doing?
What are you guys? And I always try to remember, there's big situations at City Hall or school board meeting, and maybe 300 people out of 11,000 people that live in our city limits care.
Yeah,
that means 10,700 people don't have, maybe not going to Facebook with it.
I just think we need to be.
And we all have our weak moments. I go on
Everybody
Facebook.
has weak moments.
I had a Facebook post today about
everybody does
the government. So
everybody does.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I mean, and I'm not going to say anybody's name because that wouldn't be appropriate. But we talked about a few individuals that we know on both sides, people on both sides. I love all of them.
Yeah.
They're all good freaking people. I mean, they're good people.
Absolutely.
And over almost 25 years, me watching how they interact with children, how they interact with other citizens, how they
run their business,
serve their communities on both sides. These are good freaking people. And it hurts my heart when I hear and see some of the stuff we heard and saw.
Yeah.
On both sides. I mean, we just need to be.
Another example of that is when a couple splits.
Yeah.
And
it's sad, man.
It is completely sad.
Yeah.
But I'm friends with him and I'm friends with her. And so when they split, they want you to take their side.
You got to pick a side, right?
And I remember
I'm Switzerland, baby, in those moments.
I remember a couple.
I'd pick Sarah though.
Both sides get mad because I'm talking to this. So like, hey, I'm friends with you. I'm friends with you. You guys disagree, and I hopefully you get to work together. But I'm still friends with both of you.
Well, you and I mean, and it's no secret, we're close.
Uh-huh.
You're friends with certain people that I am not.
Correct.
And you're friends, and there's people that you're friends with that know darn good well our relationship. They're still friends with you.
Yeah.
Not one time have I ever came to you and said, "Why are you hanging out with that guy?"
Right.
Why are you talking to that guy? I mean, be adults. I mean, it's human relations. It's a pretty simple thing if you don't make it complicated.
Cousin Nate says, just don't leave a sticky note on Chris's vehicle and he'll get along with you just fine.
Boy. Oh, yeah, we didn't talk about that.
That's when he broke the law.
We did last week.
Yeah, he broke the law.
But I came back and got to observe the crime scene.
You know what? I was wondering.
I looked at the crime scene.
Did you?
I considered the crime scene. In fact, I left here with intentions of going to the scene and taking a picture.
Yeah.
But then,
Private property, you get shot.
no, if you take it from across the street.
Oh, okay.
Or in the street.
Okay.
But I didn't want, if I snapped a photo, then you send it to our friend, and then it's all over the place.
all
and
over
everyone
the
knows what I'm
place.
talking about. So I was like, you know what?
We do have that friend that will look at us and go, I just can't help myself.
Sorry. Yeah. So
Completely
I didn't take the picture, but you saw the scene.
I did. I can see both sides. I don't think you were wrong, but I could also see his side because
Or her side
because of where it was, and depending on how they're trying to come and go.
No, they can come and go either side.
I know that's your story, but
Well, they're not going to go through a street light or a light or a dumpster. Correct. Correct. Okay. So that's where I was parked at.
I'm trying to make this into something I can't. No, but those things, so much is about how you handle it. You know, we were talking earlier with
It was
Eddie.
less than 30 minutes, by the way. I looked at records. I was there less than 30 minutes.
It apparently got to him really good.
I just had to sleep at night.
Chris does not like confrontation.
Correct.
Right.
Neither do I.
And I get it. I hate it.
I've gotten
Can't stand it.
I've gotten better with it.
You have, but I think, go back to my evening that you guys like to tease me about at City Council. Everybody looks back on things and go, well, probably wouldn't have done that. Probably wouldn't have done that. Would have done this. I'm still okay with that, but I'm not okay with that. You go back and look at things, and that's just part of life. You look at it, you learn from it, and you move forward. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. In the grand scheme of things, if that's the worst thing I ever do, or if that's the worst thing you ever do is park where somebody didn't want you to park.
Yeah. After business hours.
We're all going to be okay.
If
that's the worst thing.
He stole a $100 Phil.
I don't know. Everybody loves Chris. We know.
Oh,
we know.
trust
Tracy.
me.
It's freaking sickening.
You're just as bad, Phil.
What's that?
Everybody loves you.
No, that's not true at all.
Most people do. Because we can't go. We went to breakfast. Me, him, and Eric went to breakfast the other day. As soon as he walks in, hey, how you doing? How you doing? Everyone say hi. Everybody wants to say hi. And then we leave. Got to say bye to the new people that sit in that didn't get to say hi to him. We go to the parking lot. Some guy with the baby in the car. Hey, Phil. Oh, how you doing, bud? And then goes over there.
When
and
you have 15 coffee groups, you're going to know.
it's like, holy. And Eric was like, does this happen all the time? I'm like, yes, it happens all the time, no matter where we go. Everybody knows Phil. I say everybody knows Phil. I say everybody loves Phil like everybody loves Chris.
Right.
Do you keep track of middle fingers when at the same time?
I told somebody asked me the other day because we were talking about Tanya and I were thinking about maybe getting a place in warmer climate we can go to, and I said, "Well,
Stillwater or Grove, Piedmont,
yeah, warmer."
Oh, God.
But I said, "Well, south." So I said, "Well, no." I said, "We'll always have our place here. I mean, this is our home." And I paused. I said, "I'm not going to give about 14 people the satisfaction of me leaving."
We got about 5 more minutes left on the show. Right. I'm putting a hard stop on the show at 8 o'clock.
What do you want to wrap up with? What's something really good we can end with?
Really good.
Taser.
Don't have one.
Okay.
Big thank you to Eddie Faulkner, City Manager, for joining us tonight. If you missed the early part, I don't know if I'll be able to clip that part for a separate podcast until later on, but you guys go back and rewind.
Well, very sharp gentleman. I'm intentional. I'm going to quit saying young man because I think that's
young man's fine. I think that's
but he's just very sharp, and
he is
I can see why the council voted to hire him. I think he's going to do a great job for us. I do hope we keep him as long as we can. Always the trouble being a community the size of Guthrie is when you hire people that are good and they do a good job, there's usually opportunities that come to them. And that's, and when that happens, you celebrate them and head on down the road.
There's turnover all over Guthrie City, the schools, everything. There's turnover everywhere in Guthrie.
Part of life. Part of life.
Yep. Yeah, which is a good thing. People are getting promoted and retiring.
We didn't talk about the Carl Albert transfer.
Yeah, I don't think anybody.
Well, you brought it up earlier.
Well, I thought about it. No one's going to care on this show. We can always record it for the high school huddle. We can always do that. I guess we want to say congratulations to Carmen Walters.
Yes.
She was named the assistant superintendent last night. Of course, Doug Ogle was the assistant superintendent in Guthrie. He's now the superintendent at Perkins Tryon Public Schools. And so Carmen Walters got promoted to assistant superintendent. Her duties remain the same. I'm sure there might be a few more things she has to take on as being an assistant superintendent. But John Hancock is the... Yeah,
He's still alive?
John Hancock.
Herbie Hancock.
He's still alive. Well, he signed the document.
But no, John Hancock. Did you see my Facebook post?
I did.
Okay. John Hancock is the new executive director for secondary education. So he'll overlook junior high and high school and all that stuff. There's a lot to it.
A lot of good experience, looks like.
It also has to manage HR and hire and all that good stuff. Going on. So he comes from a lot of schools, but comes from Washington Public Schools. And I was
they do it right.
I was talking with Terry Bennett Jr. I thought, well, we noticed I had to hand out state championship medals.
He's good at that. He's good at that.
We saw him do that in the spring, didn't we?
Yeah, so hopefully he has to do that as well. But
did they win football too?
Oh yeah.
I know that was a rhetorical question.
Softball too. Softball,
They were about as
baseball.
impressive. They were about as impressive as anybody as a team.
Yeah. They got a tight end that committed to Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. Yeah, he was good. He was good.
Stud.
Yeah.
Wasn't he just a junior?
Yeah.
He was all over. He was all over the field that day.
Yeah, he's a stud.
By the way, Xavier Robinson did commit to OU.
Oh, did he? Was that, okay.
6 o'clock tonight, it was confirmed.
Okay. We kind of figured that,
Yeah, it was a 3-star running back.
Does he play?
He came down to OU and Iowa State.
Does he play?
I think he's going to be a diamond in the rough. I think he's good. I think he's going to be good.
I can tell you Samaj P. Ryan, three-star.
Yeah. That's why I asked the question.
Yeah.
Everybody gets hung up on stars. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
3-star, Samaj P. Ryan. Oh, Quentin Griffin was
Quentin Griffin was a 3-star, yeah.
3-star.
I think Xavier Robinson's going to be. I don't know if he'll contribute right away, but I think he has a chance to be a diamond in the rough guy. And again,
Does he have the speed?
I don't know.
That's the only thing I question.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's the only thing I'm not saying he doesn't. We've seen him a gazillion times.
Cousin Nate says H-back?
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's a player. He's a football player.
He's a football player, but again, I don't get all caught up in stars. Stars or who he committed to with the transfer portal. We saw a guy from OU only there for a few weeks, and he decommitted, or he left OU and went to the portal to another town. So again, Xavier Robinson might be there for a year, 2 years, 4 years, 1 week. We don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Well, and
I think he'll be a good player no matter where he goes.
And I'm happy an Oklahoma kid's getting an opportunity to play at OU.
Yeah, absolutely.
Brent Venables offered, hey, I like that Carl Albert pipeline, because a lot of them, like a couple defensive backs have gone to OSU of late.
They have.
Daquan Lowe.
J.D. Reynolds had a great career at Oklahoma.
Great career.
Carl Albert kid.
The defensive back that just finished up, he's going to the pros. Got drafted.
I'm drawing a blank. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
But they definitely
Carl
produced
Albert kid.
I think they got I think they got 4 D1 commits on the Carl Albert team this year.
They got D1 players.
D1 players,
that will eventually
commit to D1s.
And then, of course, Xavier Robinson, a transfer or move into the Carl Albert district
from
Mustang. Now they got to move in from Texas.
4-star
quarterback.
Oklahoma.
And from what I understand, he'll eventually work his way up to 5-star.
Yeah, he'll be a 5-star.
You know, there's a 5+ star. 5+. Hold on, it does make sense. 5+. You get 5+ when you are 5-star to all the
with all the rankings,
like rival, all those people.
So like Eli Manning, or excuse me, Arch Manning would have been a 5+.
He would have been a 5+.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kid that went to Tennessee would be a 5+ quarterback. Yeah.
Like Adrian Peterson, he would, because everybody has a 5+.
Everybody knows he's a 5-star.
Yeah. Crazy stuff, but it's gonna be a fun football season. There's no doubt.
Right around the corner.
Yeah, it is.
And we're working on.
We got our team assembled yet?
Oh yeah.
Our team?
Yeah.
Who's our team?
What are we doing with Ronnie this year?
Oh, well, we're still waiting.
We're still taking applications.
Well, an offer has been extended.
It has. We have heard nothing.
Heard nothing.
Do I know about this?
Yeah, I extended an offer to
Jason Taylor.
Yeah.
OSU.
Yeah.
Former Carl Albert kid.
What we talked about?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah. That's my idea.
That'd be a good one.
So we need to find.
Depends on that one. Yeah.
I think we need to find one camera operator. So if you know anybody that responsible,
Shows up on time.
Shows up, can be yelled at.
Brings her own snacks. That's not true. I'll buy the snacks.
Yeah, Philippines.
Gas money. That's not true.
That's not true.
Yeah. We're gonna need 2 cars.
Can lift up to 50 pounds.
Yes, that's a big
Yes,
one. That's
you
a
gotta
big
be-
one.
you
That's a
gotta be
big
able
one.
2 people.
We're gonna need 2 vehicles this year.
Oh, 2 vehicles.
Why?
They gotta be able to drive.
Why do we have 2 vehicles?
Maybe not necessarily, but it'd be plus.
No, you can drive
Why would
No,
we
no,
have to
no.
have
Oh,
2
drive
vehicles?
what?
your car.
It has no AC. You want to drive my car?
What? Okay, wait a second. Why do we have to have 2 vehicles?
We won't have enough people. Your vehicle won't fit everybody.
It hauls 108 people. It won't. How many people are you adding?
Well, it only sits 7. We'll have 8, so we'll have to take 2 vehicles.
Why will we have 8 all of a sudden this year? We didn't have this problem last year
So we'll
or
have
the year before.
So you got
3 talent,
Yeah.
3 talent,
a producer,
producer,
4,
scoreboard operator.
scoreboard
5,
operator, 3 cameras,
2 cameras.
sideline, main, and secondary.
Phil,
I got to buy a bigger car.
I told you this last year.
But that's a big vehicle I have.
maybe we can find a sponsor that deals in vehicles that can give us.
Just a Friday.
Reagan, call us.
We just need a Friday night,
Transport.
8-passenger van that can haul a trailer. That's all we need. No, those big nice ones. Those are nice. They're
Listen,
nice
Phil,
ones.
if you can work out a van deal, that doesn't mean you have to drive every time. Oh, wait a
We
minute.
need a bus driver.
No, we got a trailer. So, yeah, never mind. You're screwed in.
Somehow I'm still getting screwed with this deal.
Yeah.
Are we renegotiating our contracts this year again?
Mine's already been signed.
Yeah, he's got a 5-year deal.
Yeah, 5-year deal.
So, road trips this year.
Yeah.
We go to Woodward.
Again?
We didn't
Oh,
go
no, it was
last year.
Guyman last year. Was it Guyman last
No.
year?
No. We had an easy year last year.
Oh, we did, yeah. Okay.
So, our back-to-back trips include Woodward and Duncan.
Ooh. I may not get in the gate at Duncan.
At McGinnis, we'll be in the
He's
stand.
the man on that one.
Southeast. Southeast has a better press box than McGinnis.
It does.
We got a nice press box.
Everybody has a better press box than McGinnis.
Yeah.
And we got to go to Lawton.
That's not bad.
This is the year to sponsor Guthrie High School football.
Lawton?
We're doing a lot of people watch. They always do anyway, but
Lawton, Woodward, and Duncan? Oh,
That's not
golly.
bad.
that's fun. That's more talk. That's
We had
more,
a freaking year.
Well,
Remember that one
it's
year?
horrible.
We went to Guyman. We went to Woodward.
Lawton.
Lawton twice. And there was another one.
Well, there was a playoff game.
Maybe not.
Collinsville.
I'm thinking
Yes, Collinsville.
about being on a bus
It
as a
was
coach.
Absolute.
So, yeah, you're right. It won't be too bad. It's not good, but it won't be too bad.
Why are you going to be on a bus?
I said I was thinking like I was coaching baseball or something like that. We're going to be on a bus. That's going to stink.
Well, maybe Ronnie could ride on the bus over.
Oh, no. I'm pretty sure I'm not liked. I'll be on the bus.
Boy.
We got a lot. So we need to exit off the stage here.
But we need a sponsor for this transportation.
Yeah.
Sponsor transportation.
Okay. We'll go to work on that.
Yeah. We got work to do.
All right.
We are
Dinner
right
time.
here. Big thank you to Eddie Faulkner, city manager of Guthrie, for joining us. If you missed that, you can go back to it. We'll eventually make it its own video, but we're going to need a little time on that. Got some traveling to do. So.
Thank you for the support on my my trial today.
It really wasn't that controversial.
Well, compared to your stuff, no.
Yeah, no.
It's cake and
Well,
what?
but I just, they say, how do you plead? And I say guilty, and I just take the punishment. I don't.
How much?
No, literally every time I've been kicked out of an event, it was deserved. No, it was. Every time.
When you confronted Rob Hudson, did you guys get kicked out?
I forgot about that one. I completely forgot about
Well, you were in
that.
town for 4 days?
Well, maybe
3?
a week.
Yeah, maybe a week.
You know what day that happened on?
Saturday?
The night Guthrie won their first state championship in Stillwater, Oklahoma.
Wow.
That was the same day.
03. Class 02 season.
There you go. Yep. All right, we're out of here. For Ronnie Phillips, Phil Nichols, Chris Evans, we'll talk to you next time on the Open Mic Podcast.
Thanks for tuning in to the Open Mic Podcast. Join us each week from inside the Second Banana Media Studios located in beautiful downtown Guthrie. Catch our shows on Facebook and YouTube and also on Apple, Google, Spotify, or wherever you get your favorite podcasts. Until next time, so long from Guthrie, America.